be taken out and not allowed, and by the way, the word existential, which no one's ever used except in literary class when you're in college or something, until the Democrats pulled it out. Existential actually means dealing with your very existence. So when they say that Donald Trump is an existential threat, it means he is the threat to your very existence, the very life you're living. Mm-hmm. And must be taken, therefore, and if he's Hitler, if he's a Nazi, and he's a threat to your very lives, gee, maybe someone ought to take him out. Oh, I'll be damned. I guess they just tried. Son of a gun. Anyway, so one comment, I just, for the record, Joe Biden is the most vicious, hate-filled politician in public who makes public utterings we've ever had in this country. Name me one more. I mean, seriously, every time he screams at half the country about we're dangerous, we're white supremacists, we're going to ruin the country. I mean, all the things he says, well, you're going to hear some more of him here coming up in a second. But that's one thing for the record I have to say, get off my chest, that he's the most vicious, hate-filled speaker, and he's the one who wanted to bring us together and said if anybody makes a bad comment about somebody, they're fired. Well, you're fired. Okay, 2. Excuse me. For the record, when I got hired, Mr. Dickey told me 2 things. He said, look, I know you've been doing this for 55 years or whatever, so I know you know what you're doing. But he said, so I appreciate the fact you know what you're doing, but don't lose my license. Okay? Don't lose my license. Okay? Because we have a Federal Communications Commission license on this radio station. And if he lost the license, that's the ball game. Okay, so I'm telling you out loud right now, what I wish and what my reaction is, and what I am almost hoping for, I'm going to keep to myself. But I give you this permission. Whatever you think that I'm thinking is exactly correct. Okay? So you know what I'm thinking right now. And by God, you're absolutely right. But I can't say it out loud, and neither can you. Now, I want you to call in, but you can't say, well, you can't do that, okay? You just can't do that because we have to keep the license. Now, that's not caving into what we believe. We all know not we all know. I'm an extremist. I'm not a role model in this, ladies and gentlemen. If you're driving along with your kids in the car, you're going to hear a lot of stuff from me that you're going to say, well, we really shouldn't say that out loud. And that's fine. I mean, I welcome that. Make it a learning experience. I love learning experiences that I've had myself with my kids, and believe me, it's the best thing you can do. Be honest and say exactly what's true to you, and raise your own damn family the way you want to. All right, so that's I can't say what I wanted because I'll lose the license. Secondly, this is really, really important, I think, to understand. The media's made a lot of the fact that Donald Trump, when he got shot in the face and was wrestled to the ground and popped up almost immediately and raised his fist and was saying, fight, fight, fight. What's the matter? What'd I do? JD Vance. Oh, my God, it's in. It was supposed to be 4:30. Oh, my God. Go to Fox. There's the blonde girls talk. Oh, and now somebody else is at the podium. Go ahead. Oh, that's not it?
Let's start with you. This is big breaking news. What's your reaction?
Big news.
Okay. Okay, but he picked JD Vance. That's what I thought. And by the way, about 4 minutes ago, I wrote this down. Youngkin, Governor Youngkin of Virginia, was the name that was floated in the last 8 or 10 minutes. And now it says Trump names Senator JD Vance. Now see, I thought that was the best pick. Pete, you say no because why, Pete? Tell the ladies and gentlemen why you think he will not be a good pick.
Oh, because he's a senator. We don't lose the senator.
No. That's what I said. The danger was we lose a senator. Tell him what you said, Pete Davis.
A lot of women out there do not trust men with beards.
Well, there you are. On the other hand, I thought chicks love beards all of a sudden. I mean, but seriously, I thought all of a sudden, when I was going to shave off all my whiskers because it looked like crap. What's that? What's the matter? Oh, okay, good. Yeah, 404-741-1230. And again, please join us. And it'll be very simple. Flounder will answer the phone. We'll put you on hold. You'll hear the show. And then when you hear like a little beep or a thing and the sound changes, obviously you're on the radio, and I'll say, hi, welcome, so-and-so. It's very simple. Everything's fine. And we'll treat you with total respect and have fun. And by the way, if you're willing to say that you're glad that he got shot, maybe you're not glad or glad that he didn't get killed, but if you're actually glad that this happened because you think he deserved something, you're allowed to to say that. But again, we want to protect the license, so we're not calling for murders or assassinations or anything else. But, this is a talk show, so I'm not afraid to take your calls, and we'll treat you with respect, even if we disagree. But, okay, now, I forgot what the hell I was saying.
Well, by the way, allegedly, Trump and RFK Jr. talked for almost 2 hours.
I did hear that, too. And people have thought, I think he's got too much of even the vaccine thing against him. But, I'm not sure what that means. The other thing was the guy from West Virginia who
Manchin.
quit. Manchin. Anyway, so we'll see. Here's what I was saying. The Donald Trump thing, when he got shot in the face and they held him down, and then he said, get my shoes up. Okay, when he popped up and started screaming, fight, 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 and gave the fist and everything else, you're going to hear us talk about how the left, some conspiracy, the Blue Anon conspiracy people now, are claiming that it was all a show, it was set up, it was fake, it was a theatrical performance, and it was set up in advance, stuff like that. Let me tell you something. Two things are very important here. God, I'm getting choked up. God. This really, honestly, sorry, boys. Hold on. Okay. The important thing to remember here about Donald Trump's reaction to being shot, he was not expecting to be shot. He was not anticipating anything violent in that moment. So for him to be shot in the face, wrestled to the ground, pounced on by Secret Service agents saying, oh my God, they're trying to assassinate me. Maybe they killed me. He may not have known if he was hit somewhere else. Who knows? But for him, his initial reaction is to say, you son of a bitch, and jumped on his feet and said, fight, fight, fight. That is 10 times more powerful and more important than the other way about getting shot at. And the other way, for example, they were talking about people in combat. The difference in combat is when you're going into a war and you're going into combat, you pretty much know the chances are someone's going to try to kill you. So even though, hell, I was 21. I know young people, we don't know anything about getting shot at or being in war. I mean, my God. So anything like that is a total shock. However, when you're trained and you know that someone's going to try to kill you, and when you first hear the bullets whizzing by you, it's an unbelievable experience. But it's nothing as severe as not expecting to get shot. And for Donald Trump to pump up like that, what a freaking man. Now, being in combat's a whole different thing, and honestly, that's not the issue here. But you should understand that what he did was 100 times more powerful as a statement to his freaking manhood than even being in combat when you know it's coming. And I hope to hell you respect what Donald Trump did on that day for the rest of your lives, whether you like him politically or not. What a freaking man. It's 3:15. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder.
The Kimmer Show is only live on XTRA 106.3 every weekday afternoon on your drive home.
New York Post, Duke Medical School claims it is white supremacy culture to expect people of color to be on time. They put a guide out, basically, that nitpicking about being on time and dress codes and speech and work style is negative, and white supremacy culture is that white people, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions are superior to people of color, and that we need to stop asking people of color to be on time.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Hey, for the record, if I'm on time to do my job right and you're not, I am better than you.
Yes.
The Kimmer Show, every afternoon from 3 to 6 p.m. on XTRA 106.3 and the XTRA app.
HOA Hotline, Bobby speaking.
Hi, this is Susan at 3632.
All right, what's the problem, Susan?
Well, we got your letter about making home improvements, so we found a remodeling company that seemed legit, and they had the lowest price.
So, what's the problem?
They came out and took our deposit, and we never saw them again.
Didn't you read the newsletter, Susan? This is happening all over Georgia. There are companies that fake it and take it. It's why we only trust Excavations in this neighborhood. They're a state-licensed contractor, so they're trustworthy, reliable, and they do great work. Just ask your neighbors.
I should have called Excavations.
Hi, this is Candace with Exovations, and I got a tip for you. Don't fall for the fake and take. Exovations has been a trusted name in the home exterior remodeling business since 1996. Avoid the headaches and let us give your home the facelift it needs. From new roofing, windows, siding, decks, porches, and porticos. You can count on Exovations for an on-time, on-budget, stress-free renovation. Visit exovations.com or call me today to discuss your project.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from Atlanta Safe House. The Safe House crew hopes everyone is enjoying their vacation this summer. We know the criminals are watching and waiting for you to leave so they can bust in and steal your stuff. But hey, there is a solution. Come purchase a quality safe from Atlanta Safe House. And with summer rebates and specials, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. And remember, don't let an illegal or crackhead deliver or move your safe. They could very well know your combination. So drop by the showroom or go to AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is the one and only Dog the Bounty Hunter. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
Look out. It's only Queen. Kimmer Pete and Blonder. 320. On this day in 2012. By the way, got your phone calls. Hold on, Scotty. Be right with you. 404-741-1230. This song by Queen was crowned top of the Patriotic Pops. In a survey of 100,000 fans in 2012, the band's We Are the Champions, #1 by fans asked what song made them proud to be British. It was only a #2 hit, by the way, in 1977, which is kind of strange. Let's see. That was #1, patriotic thing for British. #2 was Oasis, Wonderwall. Let It Be by the Beatles, #3. Elton John's Candle in the Wind, #4th most patriotic British song. And London Calling by The Clash was #5. That The Clash would be a patriotic? Well, okay. I don't know much about them. Anyway, we got a whole bunch of all stuff coming up here. First to the phones, take priority. Scotty the Window Guy, what's going on, man? Welcome aboard and happy Monday. What do you think?
Hey, welcome home. Thank you for your service, my friend.
Yes, sir.
First off, shout out to Corey, that fire chief that dove on his family and saved their life.
Saved their lives.
God bless them. Yeah. I got two questions for you.
Yeah.
It's about the Secret Service.
Yeah.
Now, is this the Secret Service detail that was appointed by Trump when he left office, or are these given to him?
Oh, no, this is Dr. Jill. No, this is Dr. Jill's girl. The girl head of the Secret Service was picked by Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen's office staff, saying, well, we like her the best. And since she's a girl, and her policy when she announced that when she was in the running, she's going to make sure that at least 30% of the Secret Service agents are chicks. Whether or not they have, whether they can shoot a gun or they're too freaking fat, like the one who couldn't find her stinking holster on the freaking podium. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. I'm sorry, you were saying.
That's the DEI.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to investigate the crap out of that, by the way, in Congress.
Okay, so in my opinion,
yes,
and you might agree with me here, is the chief of his detail should step down and leave their job immediately.
They're all gone.
How do you not notice somebody 100 yards away?
Everybody else did. My God.
I'm just saying.
I know.
All right, let me give my shout out to the YouTube Mafia. I'll let you rant on it. Thank you again for your service.
Man, thank you. Semper Fi. Again, I mean, there's a billion things.
Colin Rugg is reporting the building that Crooks climbed on top of was supposed to be the staging area for the police tactical team. This is according to ABC News. Let's see. He scrambled on the roof and opened fire. The local police TAC team was supposed to be doing overwatch of the crowd. So they're trying to figure out how. My question is, how did he? You don't just show up with a rifle at this and expecting to get a shot off.
Right.
You have a plan.
Yeah.
So how did he know that roof was going to be empty? How did he know where the ladder was that he could get up there, and that there would be no cops watching that ladder?
Well, the ladder, I believe, was attached to the building. I don't think he brought a ladder. That was the problem. The other thing was, in fact, I just read a story here from the sheriff whose officer failed. Well, when people are saying there's a guy on the roof with a gun, a cop went up there, but again, he's using both hands to crawl up the ladder. He gets to the top of the ladder. He puts his hands up on the top of the ladder, and the rifleman points his gun at him, so the cop ducks down. And then, obviously, and then at that moment, he starts shooting. Yeah. Now, and by the way, that may be the reason why he only hit him in the ear instead of right in the freaking eyeball. I'll guarantee you when he was rushed. When the killer pointed the cop and then realized, oh crap, they're going to come up here. There's a cop right there. Bam, 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 and that, thank God. So now I don't want to take away from the theory that Donald Trump was saved by an angel and turned his head. I'm totally okay with that, but I'm serious. I'm not going to. I think there is a God thing, and I want to talk about that flag too. Hold on, we got so many things. How are we going to do this? We got 10 trillion things.
We got 3 hours.
I know.
Just pick one. We got all week.
Okay. Well, I mean,
this story isn't going anywhere.
No, true. In terms of that cop who went up on the roof, his boss said he would have done the same thing. When you get a rifle pointed at your face, you're going to duck back down. Yeah. And then the second later, the would-be killer starts shooting Trump. So, I mean, that explains a lot. And I can't fault that cop who actually went up there looking for a shooter. And then before he even got back again, the good snipers killed him. So.
How is that ladder not watched? How is nobody?
Impossible.
Where are the drones?
Yeah, exactly. Again, the planning on this, and I mean, we can talk a million things about that Secret Service business, absolutely. But let me, in fact, I've got my note. Let me show you some of my notes. I was taking notes all freaking afternoon about what was going on and making my notes and stuff like this. But the first note I wrote when they said that the guy got off some rounds and he was on the roof and like the Secret Service didn't see him, and I thought to myself, I'll bet you anything. This is exactly what happened in Afghanistan. I will bet you that there was a sniper assigned to the other roofs who saw the guy and said, we got a guy on the roof with a rifle, but had to get permission to shoot. I'll bet you that in fact, I'll read the damn thing right now. I've got a little thing right here on my phone. Hold on a second. Sorry, I should have planned for this.
They say we shouldn't have conspiracy theories, but good Lord, how can you not? There's something this is egregious.
All right, I'm going to read this to you now. This is from Jonathan Willis. I'm the officer in the famous photo of the two snipers on the roof at Trump's rally. I came here to inform the public that I had the assassin in my sights for at least 3 minutes, but the head of the Secret Service refused to give the order to take out the perp. 100% the top brass prevented me from killing the assassin before he took the shots at President Trump.
See what I did?
What's that?
Real quick breaking news. Mayorkas has now been directed by the president to provide protection for Robert Kennedy Jr.
Oh, I mean, by God. They tried to get him killed originally. Now they're forced to try to protect him. How hysterical is that, by the way?
All they're doing is reacting.
Exactly. These are not leaders. No. These people are not leading our country. They're destroying our country, and then they're reacting when they freaking get caught. And by the way, Flounder, I'll tell you what. Again, my point on the Secret Service thing, I'll bet you that's absolutely true. I'll bet you they had to get permission to shoot a guy with a rifle on the roof during a Donald Trump rally. That's just out 130 yards away. God.
They unbolt mailboxes on the path of a motorcade, but they overlook this. They have Melissa McCarthy nowhere near the president when the shots ring out. She's trying to hide herself. Can't get her gun back in her gun belt. She's only half his size, so she can't protect him to begin with, not even as a human shield. What is going on?
I used to watch during presidential visits as a reporter for 50 years. They will actually cement over manhole covers on the roads leading to a presidential motorcade. They will seal manholes. Not anymore, I guess. Anyway, Flounder, do we have time to play that? Let's play.
Absolutely.
We're going to play some stuff here. I will go right down the line. You're going to the overriding opinion of me and everybody I know like me, you freaking Democrats were asking for this, and I'll bet you millions of them are still really, truly upset that he didn't get killed. And I know you're not sorry. The only thing you're sorry about is this is going to make him more popular than ever. It's going to show your party for what it is. You caused this, you and your freaking president and Putty Tat and the first scumbag enabler, the cuckold Queen Jill and everybody else. You asked for this. You wanted this. And Flounder, cut number one. These are Democrats talking about Donald Trump and us.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
When we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite
in the Constitution.
And peaceful.
And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come out alive?
There's the cackling cackler. Yeah, the slutty cackler, our vice president, shiftless and lazy. Again, I mean, we have more. You're going to hear more of that, too. Again, never forget this. They were asking for it. And who didn't think it was going to happen when you're told that he is an existential, which means a threat to our very existence like Hitler, and he ought to be taken out? Well, they tried.
Within a week or so, Biden has said that Trump should be placed in the bullseye. He also said, and this is almost a quote here, that I feel from the bottom of my heart that Donald Trump is a threat to our country.
Well, you're going to hear, in fact, that we're going to do a Cowabunga here, and then we're going to come back and we're going to play that soundbite of the most vicious, hate-filled president, most vicious, hate-filled American politician ever in this country. And what a surprise for MSNBC's anniversary of their very existence. Holy crap, how does that figure? 3:30, Kara Pete and Flounder.
It's time for your Georgia headlines presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
President Donald Trump called for unity and resilience Sunday after an attempt on his life at a Pennsylvania rally. The FBI has announced that they are investigating the shooting as a possible domestic terrorism. Trump, whose ear was pierced by the bullet, said he was in great spirits and doing well and traveled to Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention, which will kick off this afternoon. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff has postponed his trip to Atlanta that was scheduled for today to host a rally roundtable event with Asian American and Hawaiian and Pacific Islander voters. The White House did not comment on why the event was canceled. Sunday morning, a campaign office opening ceremony that was to include Team Biden-Harris and Georgia Democrats was also canceled. Organizers did confirm that event was canceled due to the assassination attempt on President Donald Trump.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow Extra 106.3 on social media or download the Extra 106.3 app.
Need reliable power on the go? Look no further than Honda Generators. Whether you're camping in the great outdoors, powering up your work site, or ensuring your home is ready for any emergency, Honda Generators deliver unmatched performance. And the best place to get your Honda generator? That's Howard Brothers. With expert staff and unbeatable service, they have the right generator for every need. Visit Howard Brothers today and experience the power and reliability of Honda Generators, your trusted source for all your power needs. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Honda and Howard Brothers.
Hey homeowners, Tug here with some exciting news. Southern Exteriors is your one-stop solution for top-notch exterior services, from roofing to siding, windows, gutters, and more. No more waiting. They can start on your project immediately. And with an in-house warranty division, Southern Exteriors stands by their work for years to come. From leaky roofs to faded siding, trust Southern Exteriors for a quick and lasting transformation. Don't wait. Transform your home today. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co now. Southern Exteriors, quality and precision you can rely on for over 20 years.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Hey folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word HEDGE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text HEDGE to 989898. That's HEDGE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Message and data rates may apply.
That's the Peaster. Yeah, Peaster's, has he actually been charged now with stuff after the latest scandals about his
I don't think he personally has been charged with anything yet, but
he's in the middle of a whole bunch of scandalous things here about his behavior. Well, in this day in 2007, 10,000 people applied for a job with P. Diddy to be his personal assistant. He warned them it's going to be a tough job, far from easy, involve everything from getting him ready for the red carpet to aiding in billion-dollar deals and helping him jump out of an airplane in a movie or something like that, P. Diddy. I'll bet, I wonder what's going to happen. I don't really care one way or the other. Things come around to get you. By the way, remember, we love phone calls, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. I love to have you aboard. What do you think about all this happened? Plus the court case. We haven't talked about all the other things going on. Quickly, our birthday list includes, we got some celebrity deaths. In fact, I thought it was 3. It's actually 4. Dr. Ruth. I forgot about Dr. Ruth. Dr. Ruth and Shannon Doherty and Richard Simmons, and now somebody sicking, the actor from Hill Street Blues said all this.
James B.
Sicking, yeah, very famous. We'll talk about those guys too. But again, hell, Richard Simmons had his birthday the day before he died. And Shannon Doherty was just in the news about whatever their breast cancer thing had for 10 years. Finally, anyway, we'll talk more about that. Our birthdays include Patrick Wayne, 85 years old. He is the second son of John Wayne, and Patrick Wayne was in like 30 different movies, including several with his father, like McClintock and The Searchers. I think Patrick Wayne is 85, and I'm getting the biggest freaking kick out of this. 1996, two communist organizations combined to form a giant communist organization dedicated to destroying America. Microsoft and NBC News, non-news, started their 24-hour all-socialist network, MSNBC. Mostly socialist negative bullcrap. Yes, MSNBC. And now, all of a sudden, it turns out that on their anniversary, they have pulled the plug on Morning Joe and his co-homewrecker, Mika, who were are their big key people who have been demanding that Donald Trump be assassinated basically for years. They've been getting on him from the very beginning, and all of a sudden, how insulting is this? Their keystone couple, their number one show, and they had to pull them off the air, will not allow them to go on the air today. An announcement said they'll be back tomorrow. And they just went to straight news coverage with whoever else was on there just for play. But again, Morning Joe and Mika, the two homewreckers, were not allowed to go on the air, the biggest program they've ever had on this entire network, on their anniversary. Nope, we can't let you on. One of the show's many guests over the 4-hour broadcast might have made an inappropriate comment on the TV set that could be used to assail the program and network as a whole. So we had to yank it, because Rashida Jones is... By the way, is that Rashida Jones is not the actress Rashida Jones, right? The CEO, MSNBC president, Rashida Jones. I think it's a different Rashida Jones. No. Because I want to marry the other Rashida Jones, the comedy girl. Outlook founder Clay Travis was on earlier. It's the biggest Monday in Scarborough's TV career, and they pulled him off the air because they're afraid of what's going to happen on his stupid show. He said, boy, I'd quit if my bosses did this. I mean, I wonder what's going to happen. They're going to say, well, even the liberals are saying, what the blank, MSNBC? You preempted your excellent weekend programming, and now you've silenced Morning Joe in favor of your anodyne streaming news cosplay called Now. This is when we need the analysis and conversation. What do you got there, Flounder?
Got some phone calls.
Excellent. Right to him.
Fish Stick on line 1.
741-1230. Fish Stick, you're on the radio, man. What do you think?
How you doing? I got a lot to think, and I'm not going to shed a tear for the Morning Joe.
Yes, sir.
Say that first. Now, the other thing. If somebody set that kid up, it would have taken him 10 to 11 months to do it. His 20-year-old dip tongue. I tried, Kimmer.
I know. You're doing all right.
Let's see. There was a very poignant picture taken by the New York Times photographer where Trump was on the ground. It was shot through the legs of a couple of the Secret Service people.
Yeah.
It showed blood on Trump's face, but if you look at the MAGA hat, the flag was upside down.
I didn't notice. I did not notice that. And by the way, didn't you know how good was that the girl Secret Service agent who knew what she was doing and grabbed his hat, make sure his cover was safe, that she didn't lose it in the crowd. I thought that was pretty cool, even though it was only a cover.
Yeah, I did hear him hollering about my shoes.
Well, he this morning he said, well, the fact of the matter was, he said, well, he also noticed he had no tie on and everything else. When you get struck, when you get wrestled to the ground, they do it so hard that he said his shoes went flying. And by the way, they also make sure they take off your collar in case you need to breathe or they need to put something in there. I mean, they don't fool around.
Cole Haans are expensive, pricey shoes, man.
That's right. Got a couple $100.
You don't leave them.
He said, give me my shoes.
The last time I was on, before I left, I heard Pete go, how did he get his name? Well, my last name is Fisher, and I got to dance around in the shower to get wet, and it's a motorcycle handle, alias Fish Stick.
Fish Stick. Fish Stick. Oh, I got you. The motorcycle handle stick because you're a thin individual, I'm guessing.
I'm sorry, I actually hung up on Fish Stick.
Sorry, I thought Fish Stick.
Now we got Swatoon.
All right, Swatoon, you're on the radio. Welcome aboard. Happy Monday. What do you think? Welcome, sir.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yes, sir.
Man, that was interesting Saturday.
Yeah. Wow.
The reason I'm calling, it's about this DEI.
Yeah.
I hate that part because as I'm a foreigner with the accent, I hate that somebody said to me that I get the job just because I'm foreigner from other country, because I earn everything what I earn working hard, long hours, everything else, and this DEI needs to be destroyed, literally canceled. And
yeah, I mean, honestly, in fact, hold on a second. I got the...
It's D-I-E now, not D-E-I.
D-I-E? Yeah, D-I, die as in die. And I've got a story just came in exclusively in the New York Post, and it says, hold on a second here. It says, in Battle Secret, director who has a boy's name, Kim Cheadle, is facing congressional outcry and calls to resign. First woman to lead the Presidential Protection Agency, and a 3-year stint was global security head at Pepsi Company. She was in the Secret Service before that. But again, she was on Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen's detail, and her staff said, boy, this woman is great. She'd be terrific, and she's a girl, and she wants to have a third of the Secret Service be all chicks and everything. And so Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, staff was obsessed with being DEI compliant, a source told the Post, using the acronym for diversity, equity, and inclusion. The human resources practice of attempting to ensure diversity, suspected to provide a briefing to Congress tomorrow on how the hell he got up on the roof. Anyway, it was Dr. Jill, the cuckold queen, and her people who got her hired. I mean, here again, the same reason they picked the vice president and they picked the Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Bibbidi Boppity Boo because she checked a couple of freaking check marks. That's just what you get when you do that.
Well, that's what I hate. It's those check marks. This is the reason why school unions are for Joe Biden is because of his wife.
Yeah,
she's the one who's in charge of that. She's pushing all this whatever you spell it.
Yeah, no, yeah. Either way, yeah. No, you're correct. Absolutely, it's not fair. But yes, sir. Go ahead.
Also about this NBC guy who was stopped on this Morning Joe, whatever I call it. I never watched it anyway.
Yeah.
This is just a message to all other reporters to be careful what they say about Trump now on. Because Comcast is actually the one who's holding all the strings for the MSNBC. I don't know if you know that. They are the one who pay money on the side to keep them running.
What, Comcast?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, and the fix was in until now. Thank God they've been caught. I mean, I hate for all this stuff to have happened in the last several weeks, but finally, and I think the American people can understand how is there anybody who doesn't say, oh my God, you Democrats were asking for this. You put a target on them. You've been doing this for years. You've been calling them everything but a ham sandwich, for God's sake, since you came down the freaking escalator.
Yep. Also, Kimmer, I don't know if you can find out, but if you can find out, there's a GoFundMe for that firefighter, and put it on your station so we can donate some money for them.
There is a GoFundMe.
I believe
$3.5 million last I heard.
Yeah, yesterday the GoFundMe was originally for like $7,000.
It's millions.
It was over $1 million.
Yeah. But Swatoon, thanks for mentioning that. We'll talk about him as well as the other victims in the shooting as well, too. Thank you, my friend. A great appreciation. 3:45, it's 4:45. Freaking Dr. Jill. God, by the way, we're going to talk about the twisted angel flag. And I mean, there's and the video of the whizzing bullet. I mean, there's so much. And the court case, Donald Trump just won the case. He threw out the case against him with Jack Smith. What a freaking story. And he apparently picked his vice president, JD Vance. Man, what a day. Hold on. Give her Pete and Flounder. 4:45, 106.3. Look out, there we go.
Stream Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, Glenn Beck, Fox News, and even NASCAR on Sundays, anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app. Download the app now and get 24/7 access to the live stream, the latest news, and everything you need to know about Atlanta's only conservative talk station. Download the Extra 106.3 app for Apple or Android and check out even more great original content at thepodcastpark.com.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons. We've always been Atlanta's best at installing and servicing garage and entry doors, but you would be surprised at how many windows we've installed as well. So we're proud to announce a new division, All Four Seasons Windows. We now have the ability to make sure every opening in your house is safe, energy efficient, and looks darn good. So give us a call today to schedule your free sales consultation. Find out how you can decrease your energy bills and increase the beauty and value of your home with All Four Seasons garage, entry doors, and windows.
Neil Boortz here. Maybe you've already taken the steps to improve your health, maybe save your life. You're using a CPAP for your sleep apnea. I've been using one for well over 20 years. So right now, I'm here to tell you about a source for CPAPs and CPAP supplies here in the Atlanta area. CPAPs, etc. They're in Alpharetta. They have whatever you need. Roddy and Sharon are your CPAP experts, and they'll ship nationwide. More information, CPAPs.com.
Are you concerned about securing your family's future and assets? Look no further than Nelson Elder Care Law. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we offer absolute assurance and peace of mind through our comprehensive asset protection services. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com to explore how we can safeguard your legacy and provide tailored solutions for your family's well-being.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance. And you better watch out, because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They are experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. They have an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and will fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-970-3199. That's 800-970-3199. 800-970-3199. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
There we go. Stand by, Village People, with a Kimmer Pete and Flounder. 349 on 106.3. Look out now. In 2005, Victor Edward Willis, the original policeman in the Village People, was arrested by actual policemen when they found a gun and some drugs in his convertible in Daly City near San Francisco. Edward Willis also had outstanding $15,000 felony arrest warrant for possession of narcotics. Their hit YMCA, one of the best-selling singles of all time. Here we go. Boom. Can you do it? I don't know how to do it. I forgot. Girls can do it. I don't know. Yeah, chicks can do it. And then I would squeeze them when they put their arms up in the air. I'd drive me crazy. Oh, sorry. Anyway. Sorry. Really, I think we all know that. All right, hold everything. Phone calls take precedence? No, precedent and priority. To the phones. Bill, you're on the radio with Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going, man? What do you think?
Hey, guys. God bless you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I looked at Projects 538, which is a polling site. It's owned by ABC News, which is, they're just a liberal, pile hole. They have taken Biden out of the polls, and they've now got Harris in all of their polls.
My God.
As of today, every single poll in the swing state. Look at the swing states. They're trying to, they're trying to get some momentum here. So they're digging in the dirt, but there's nothing there for Biden. It's all about Harris. FYI, that's all.
Phil, thank you. I really appreciate it.
The new interactive polls show Trump now up 67-33 in Pennsylvania, a new high. He's up 65-35 in Wisconsin, a new high. Up 61-39 in Michigan, a new high.
Moly.
Up 78-22 in Arizona.
Oh, my God.
Up 79-21 in Nevada. And 70% of those polls say they're now Republicans.
Holy smokes. Rocco, you're on the radio. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, what's up, man? What do you think?
What's going on, Kim? I got a suggestion for you to save about 6 to 8 hours of your day.
All right, sir.
Dispense with a show prep.
Yeah.
The 6 to 8 hours you claim to do on show prep.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. The current events drive everything. All you got to do is turn your phone on every morning, and there's your show. Everything happens, and we're not done yet. Things happen every single day that's still going to affect this election. I cannot wait for the JD Vance, Kamala Harris
debate. Oh my God.
He will absolutely render her
He's going to make her cry.
I lay odds maybe 5 to 6 times she'll play the race card during that debate.
Oh, no question
but
about
man,
it.
I'm just telling you are the luckiest man in radio because major things break during your show.
Yeah, well, I may have a couple of easy days ahead of me. That'd be nice.
34 accounts against Trump broke during your show.
Yeah.
And now it's getting washed away during your show.
Yep, that's right. We're going to talk about that court case in a second. What a week, what a day, what an event,
Absolutely.
what a time in history. It's unbelievable.
My daughter is studying to be a history teacher, and I said,
Lordy.
honey, you are very lucky because you can just sit back and just recount things that have happened because we're making history all the time, every single day.
I'm hardly a philosopher, but just for kicks sometime, try to think of events. If you're a certain age, if you're 20 years old, you don't know it's about squat because they don't teach history in school anymore. But if you're of a certain age, try to think about things in your life or things you knew about when we used to study history, where a political event has been more astounding than the Trump one. Obviously, Nixon and Watergate was enormous. One of the biggest things we've ever had. But other political. there have been political scandals, but in terms of a political upheaval that changed the nature of our country, this is number one.
Right.
The last 8 years, this is number one.
What you should put? You and Pete should put no faith in finding out really what happened Saturday because you still don't know who planted the bombs at the RNC and DNC on January 6th. You still don't have the transcript of the shooter at the Christian school in Nashville. You still don't have these things. They just bury it. You don't know who the Las Vegas shooting. You still don't know what happened there.
Well, I'm hoping that, in fact, if we get a Republican administration, and maybe this may be the death knell for the Democrats in both the Senate as well as Congress. Then maybe finally we'll start getting to some of these answers. And again, I don't have they can say a revenge tour, anything they want. I want a revenge tour. I want an investigation into the January 6th committee and the cover-up and how they tried to railroad Donald Trump and everybody else and all those people that put in his freaking cabinet.
Kimmer, you're telling me that a bullet going through Donald Trump's earlobe made Joe Biden finally give Secret Service protection to a man whose uncle and father were killed by an
assassinated. Not killed, assassinated.
You don't think that Donald Trump will bring that up? Do you?
Well, it's the whole. It's just outrageous. This 8-year period is the damnedest thing this country has ever experienced.
Exactly. It's like every decision. Also, you had Lloyd Austin was in a coma for 4 days and away from his office for 10 days, and Biden never knew it. You think he's going to get rid of Mayorkas, who's over the Secret Service?
No, we got to get Republicans in charge. That's the only way to clean this is a different kind of swamp that's got to go fast. The rest of it we can work on, but this got to go fast.
History books will be replete with all these things, these horrible things that happened under Biden.
I love it. Thanks, man.
Makes no sense.
Really appreciate it. 3:56. Flounder, we're going to do a Flounder's Funny here in just a second. First of all, here's the official announcement of JD Vance. After lengthy deliberation and thought and considering the tremendous talents of many others, I've decided the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator JD Vance of Ohio. JD honorably served our country in the Marine Corps, graduated Ohio State University in 2 years, summa cum laude, and a Yale Law School graduate where he was editor of the Yale Law Journal. This print is so small I can't enlarge it. President of the Yale Law Veterans Association. JD's book, Hillbilly Elegy, became a major bestseller and movie championing the hardworking men and women of our country. JD's had a very successful business career in technology and finance. Now, during the campaign, be strongly focused on the people he fought so brilliantly for, the American workers and farmers in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, Ohio, Minnesota, and far beyond. JD Vance on the ticket.
When was the last time you had a politician that wrote a best-selling book that became a movie? He's like Winston Churchill as a writer.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and a Marine and a veteran and, a smart guy. And he's going to wipe the floor with Carmela's side piece. Holy crap. Little Flounder's Funny for Nucky's Hoagies if you feel like it here, sir.
I hope we hold the press conference right after. Many men. Many, many, many men.
That's right.
They wish death on me. They shot me. They tried to shoot me. That's how you know it was a liberal holding the gun. They missed. They don't know how to hold firearms. He didn't even believe in the Second Amendment. It was a fake gun. It was a fake gun. We found out later the bullets, they were real bullets, but they were made in China. That's where they were made. So soft, I barely bled. I shot the guy back. Nobody saw that. They cut the cameras.
Who's that there, Flounder?
His name is Drew Dunn.
And was that from today?
That was from this week, and I got a couple more that were comedians were reacting, and the funny thing, they had fun with it versus just,
Well, again, we're going to do it all. We're going to play. We still do our show. We're going to do our stuff.
There's one we can't play. A black comedian saying now he's the head. You know what?
I have that one. I edited it out, but it's still kind of tricky to listen to.
I do have. Hold on. I do have a picture of one I can say. Oh no, that was in Flounder's thing here. Hold on a second. Where he say. I got to hold on. Here we go. 3 baby mamas, multiple mugshots, 34 felonies. He got shot, and he was worried about his shoes. Man, this is our first black president. I thought that was pretty amusing. By the way, Mike just brought us a story from a group, Susan Crabtree at RCP. I don't know what that is. Republican something or other, maybe? Anyway, she has a story here that says a Secret Service source said the agency's rules of engagement in a situation are to wait until the president is fired upon to return fire. I don't believe that, by the way. It says it here. You want to take a shot, then find out the guy was holding a telescope? Well, the Secret Service is by nature reactive. You better be right when you react or you're blanked. The protocol requires a counter sniper aware of a potential shooter must radio directly to the intelligence division team to respond and investigate. In this case, the investigation may have been cut short by the shooter firing his weapon, so the counter sniper then fired as quickly as possible in return. They praised the counter sniper requiring the target responded within 3 seconds, calling it incredible. Counter snipers are highly trained and extremely accurate. So we'll see. Anyway, that's some of the latest going on. We got so much more. And your phone calls, 404-741-1230. Love to hear from you about what the heck is going on. And we'll talk about the court case, another victory for Donald Trump. They tried to get him, and it's all backfiring. What's the matter? Boortz at 4 o'clock, which is now, oh my God, Neil Boortz with a Kipper Pete Flounder. Here we go.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
This is a Fox News alert. A third nomination and a running mate for former President Trump. I'm Lisa Brady. Sound on the convention floor in Milwaukee a short time ago as the former president topped the threshold of 1,215 delegates needed to secure the nomination. Florida's delegates putting him over the top, announced by his son, Eric.
Hereby declaring him the Republican nominee for president
of the United States of America.
All of that happening just after the former president announced he's chosen Ohio Senator JD Vance for vice president, writing on Truth Social that the 39-year-old freshman senator is the person best suited after lengthy deliberation and thought. Senator Vance is a former Trump critic and a Marine veteran who gained national fame with his 2016 memoir, Hillbilly Elegy. He becomes the first millennial to join a major party ticket at a time of growing concern about the age of political leaders. Reaction just posted from President Biden, who says Vance talks a big game about working people, but that he and the former president want to raise taxes on the middle class. 2 days after the assassination attempt at a Trump rally in Pennsylvania, the FBI just confirming it now has access to the dead suspect's phone. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre repeating the president's condemnation of political violence.
We cannot normalize this. Right now, the most important thing we can do is unite against this type of political violence and reject it.
Though also reiterating the suspect's motives are not yet known, she also says the president does still have confidence in Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle as an investigation continues. A short time ago, President Biden ordering Secret Service protection for independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., whose campaign had made repeated requests. The Dow up more than 200 points at the bell to a new record. America is listening to Fox News.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's a lot of things you can try. You know, tough it out, bite the bullet, grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people, Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time. It helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try Relief Factor instead. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Here we go. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder and Neil Boortz coming up. 403. Here's our number. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Joey Kramer with Aerosmith. Had a little problem there, and Aerosmith was forced to cancel a U.S. tour after Joey Kramer was involved in a freak accident. Apparently the drummer's car got set on fire and was completely destroyed as he was filling up with gas. He had to go to the hospital with second-degree burns. That's serious. Third degree means you might die. But second-degree burns are nasty, horrible things. Our birthday list includes Diane Kruger. That naughty little German chick, yeah. 48 years old. Abigail Chase in the National Treasure movies. Also that naughty little helper of the American effort in Inglourious Bastards. And you can tell it was done by, who's that, the director?
Tarantino.
Tarantino, because they showed her feet. Every movie he does, he has a girl's bare feet in there. And the Nazi took her shoes off and had, I mean, it's unbelievable. Every movie he does, there's girls would have to take their shoes off. And she wasn't she also in the one with Liam Neeson? Where he played he had an accident. He was and got amnesia, and she was faked to be his wife. That wasn't maybe not. Anyway,
she's married to the Walking Dead star, the guy with the long hair.
Oh, really? Diane Kruger, 48. Is who we're talking about here. And on this day, hold on, in history, fashion designer Gianni Versace on this day in 1997 went to the door of his Miami mansion and was shot to death right there. It was Andrew Cunanan, who had also killed 4 other people because he was a psycho freak. Thankfully, he eventually killed himself a week later. I remember that there was a TV series, and that was a hell of a show. It was horrible and hideous. Neil Boortz will be joining us shortly. We're still waiting for connection. connection?
Yeah, still waiting for him to connect.
All right, I'll tell you what. In the meantime, we're going to talk about the judge dismissing the Trump case on classified documents. First of all, I hate these Democrats. Again, I'm not going to lose our license. These Democrats have been asking for what happened to Donald Trump. They demanded what happened to Donald Trump. And, secretly, they wish he'd been freaking killed. Let's play cut number 2, Flounder, of some of the, President, the worst hate speech, the worst hater and divider of any politician in this country we've ever had. Here's what he says and why he was putting a target on Donald Trump's face.
Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. But there's no question that the Republican Party today is dominated, driven, and intimidated by Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans. And that is a threat to this country. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose, no right to privacy, no right to contraception, no right to marry who you love. Trump and the extreme MAGA Republicans quote a clear and present danger to our democracy.
Clear and present danger to our democracy. You lie. Again, they were asking for it. And I don't know why he has it. In fact, I'll tell you what. Let me see. Hey, Secret Service. If I say that President Joe's scumbag, pervert, child molester, the traitor to America, if I say that he is an existential threat to our republic and must be stopped, he is a danger to our America, he is a danger to our society, he is a clear and present danger to America, and he must be stopped. We should do anything we can to stop him. In fact, I will make sure he doesn't win again over my dead body. Now, you going to pay me a visit? Why didn't you pay him a visit? Every freaking time these people say that stuff. Seriously, you were asking for it. You let him get away with this. You rotten, stinking, freaking phonies. And now, I love this. And now, President Scumbag goes on last night. Hold on, we've got the sound. I'm not playing it. I will not allow this scumbag to be on my freaking show. Here we go. He calls for unity. You dirty, rotten snake. Yeah, remember he said, well, if anybody says any bad word about somebody, I'm going to fire him immediately. He's the most... I'm asking anybody anybody who knows a lot more about history than I do. Name me one other American politician who has ever been so hate-filled in public as a policy dividing his nation against its other half because of political reasons. Name me one other politician who has repeatedly said, well, hell, I'll tell you what, Flounder, let's wait for Neil by playing cut number 3. This one really got me. Wait to hear the last 3 words on this cut number 3 with President Crime Family, a liar, child molester.
Donald Trump is a convicted criminal. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trump is a threat to this nation. But Trump is even more dangerous now. He's unhinged.
Dangerous.
He's snapped.
Dangerous.
He says if he loses, there will be a bloodbath.
Bloodbath.
Trump said if he wins, he'll be a dictator on day 1. He means it, folks. We're not going to let that happen. Over my dead body will happen.
Over my dead body. Bloodshed over my dead body. He was talking about bloodshed, but with the auto workers losing all their contracts in Detroit and then, business about dictator. He jokingly said, yeah, I'll be a dictator on day 1 to make sure we get back all those programs I had in before. That's not again, they'll take anything they can and threaten the president of the former president of the United States. You just heard him say it.
Yep. Carpe Donkton tweets, the push to cool down the rhetoric is the final boss level 8 years of gaslighting. They spent a decade calling us Nazis, white supremacists, Russian spies, extremists, racists, bigots, insurrectionists, fascists, and terrorists, and now they want to play nice.
Yeah, in fact, here's one of my favorites is, how the blank can you, this is a comic, Dave Smith, how can you say literally Hitler and democracy's on the line, but then wish him a speedy recovery and political violence is never acceptable? If you've been saying any of that crap, insane stuff, at least have the integrity to admit that this is the logical conclusion to all of your lies. The hypocrisy is unreal. If you're going to spread crazy stuff, at least own up to it. Political violence is never okay, right, but neither is lying to stir things up in the first place. Freaking hypocrites. They think violence against Trump and Trumpers is absolutely justified. They're lying their asses off. And I guarantee that, by the way. I guarantee you they're glad about it, and they wish he'd been killed. Don't worry, David says it wasn't an assassination attempt. He just fell over, according to CNN. Oh, here's some of my favorite headlines. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. That was CNN. After he falls at rally. Let's see. We're going to play some of the hate soundbites coming up. Oh, this is one of my other favorites. This is a front page story of the Denver Post, and this writer, the memer, sends in, yes, this is real. This is not satire. The front page of the Sunday Denver Post has a picture of Trump with his fist raised and a flag behind him, and the headline says, "Gunman dies in attack."
Yeah.
Gunman die. Oh, the gunman died. Oh my God, what a horrible story. Jesus. And what lives in TikTok? I'm sorry, Pete. Hold that thought. Lives in TikTok. This should be the final nail in the MS mainstream media coffin. Trump escorted away after loud noises at Pennsylvania rally. Trump removed from stage by Secret Service after loud noises startles former president and crowd. Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after popping noises heard at his Pennsylvania rally. Donald Trump escorted off stage by Secret Service with rally loud noises ringing in the crowd. Holy cow. I mean, it's just outrageous. And then we'll get to this too. We're waiting for Neil Boortz to join us.
I just chatted with Neil. He's going to join us in about 10 minutes. So we'll take a break and then we'll talk to him right around 4:20.
Oh, and we have a lot to talk about, that's for sure. Coming up next, it's 4:12. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3.
Hey, it's Tuck here with an important message as the weather heats up. Southern Exteriors is gearing up with unmatched quality and precision. For over 25 years, they've been delivering top-notch craftsmanship that you can rely on. And let me tell you, they're hotter than the campaign trail in July. Got a home exterior project that's got you feeling the heat? Don't sweat it. From roofing to siding, gutters to windows and doors. Call 877-9-SOUTHERN or visit southernexteriors.co. That's southernexteriors.co. Get a free consultation. Southern Exteriors, your home's best ally with any project.
Intelligent technology that's more intuitive. Electrified power wrapped in sporty elegance. Meet the 2024 Mercedes-Benz C300 sedan. The leader of the pack with a sensual interior, the C300 sedan is a driver's delight and paradise for passengers. Experience the 2024 C300 sedan today. Lease one for just $539 per month for 36 months with $48.33 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this vehicle and many other models. And visit today to see how to qualify. We'd love to welcome you to the RBM of Atlanta family. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through July 31st, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details. HOA Hotline, Bobby speaking.
Hi, this is Susan at 3632.
All right, what's the problem, Susan?
Well, we got your letter about making home improvements, so we found a remodeling company that seemed legit, and they had the lowest price.
So, what's the problem?
They came out and took our deposit, and we never saw them again.
Didn't you read the newsletter, Susan? This is happening all over Georgia. There are companies that fake it and take it. It's why we only trust Excavations in this neighborhood. They're a state-licensed contractor, so they're trustworthy, reliable, and they do great work. Just ask your neighbors.
I should have called Excavation.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and I got a tip for you. Don't fall for the fake and take. Excavations has been a trusted name in the home exterior remodeling business since 1996. Avoid the headaches and let us give your home the facelift it needs. From new roofing, windows, siding, decks, porches, and porticos. You can count on Excavations for an on-time, on-budget, stress-free renovation. Visit excavations.com or call me today to discuss your project.
So, Robert, I want to thank you for your time. I just don't think you're the right person for this position.
I don't understand. Was it something I said?
Well, we did a background check on you and found some things of concern.
If you're in charge of hiring for your company, you know how helpful a background screening can be. That's why companies that use Horizon background screening make smarter hiring decisions. Don't let the wrong hire put your company at risk. Get the real story on your candidates at horizonscreening.com. horizonscreening.com.
It is so important to prepare in case of any emergency, and there's one place you can do that, and that's True Prep in Marietta on Cobb Parkway. But before you get into preparing, you need to know everything that goes into preparing. That's why they have all these great classes. They always have an intro to emergency preparedness class. What about a bug out bag? Make sure that you go to their class on that. And also, don't forget, they also do blood drives, everything else. It's your one-stop shop for preparedness. True Prep, Marietta, Cobb Parkway, or online, trueprep.com. That's TRU prep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
My name is Amy Risley. I have been working for Bruce Hagen for 17 years. When I first started, my boys were 4 and 6, and whenever I needed, Bruce allowed me to bring them to our office. Bruce has always treated us like family. And 17 years later, I still love coming to work for Bruce Hagen. Just recently, a friend told me they hear Bruce talking on 680 The Fan. They asked me if he was as nice as he appeared to be on air. I smiled and without any hesitation answered, he's even nicer in person. I'm Amy Risley. I work for Bruce Hagen. Let Bruce Hagen work for you. Hagen-law.com.
416. Cameron Pete and Flounder. Neil Boortz coming up. And Bob Dylan on this day, 1978, with special guest Eric Clapton. Joan Armatrading.
I made that incorrect for you. This is Pink Floyd.
Oh, my God. Well, I picked the wrong one. That's my fault, Flounder. I had a line went over
yes,
the thing.
Yes, it is your fault.
It's my fault entirely. I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot. I was wondering when you're going to start singing because I don't know this song about Bob Dylan. Okay, now, as I was saying, 1989, Pink Floyd appeared in Canal de San Marco, Plaza San Marco, Venice, Italy. Head scustamata, pisci tutti, bacala, hey. Sorry, I was married to an Italian girl and her family. Floating stage. Over 200,000 people went to the gig on this day in 1989 in Venice, Italy. Almost double the number authorities had planned for. It caused damage to the buildings and all the bridges. The cleaning after the concert cost them $50,000, and the concert was broadcast live to 20 countries. An estimated audience of 100 million for Pink Floyd in Italy. 2 Venice counselors were later ordered to stand trial for ripping off some of the money for the concert, apparently. Well, my goodness, I can't believe Italians would do that. Mafia people? Oh, gee, unusual. Let's see. Oh, okay, we'll do that later. It's 417. Cameron Pete and Flounder and Neil Boortz from Parts Unknown. Welcome aboard, Neil. How are you, sir? What's going on?
100 million.
100 million something. 100 million people. Can't be wrong.
100 million people went to a concert in Venice.
Oh, is that what I said?
Yeah.
Well, fine. It's I can't believe I said that. It must be true. Oh, now I'm going to find the thing I just read again. Now I can't find it. Well,
have you ever been to Venice?
Oh, wait a minute. Here it is. Pink Floyd. No. I didn't say that. What I said was it was broadcast on TV to over 20 countries with an estimated audience of 100 million people. So, yes, it was 100 million people.
Okay.
Gee, I'm sorry you didn't get to attack me and have it be real this time. Maybe next time you can do one that actually is true.
No. How about mistaking Pink Floyd for Bob Dylan?
Well, that's common. I do that every day. So you got one for me then. There you go. Thank God. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a normal day.
So where were you when you heard about Saturday night?
I was there. I was watching TV. In fact, I'd just come back from... I was at the stable, and I think I'd come back from hitting balls or so. I can't remember, but I was watching. I was on TV. I was doing my TV.
You still go into the stable for date night?
Twice a day Saturday and twice a day Sunday, and that's my date life. Yep, that's right. The horses, I get to kiss the horses, and they love me, and they get treats, and I snuggle with them. Yeah, it's kind of all
I used to love to ride horses. I couldn't even get up on one now. I'd need a stool.
Well, my last horse I rode was a beautiful Frisian named Apollo up there, and I fell off him bareback. I was trying to reach for I was on him bareback. I was showing off on riding him bareback, and I was going down a hill, and to the left, and all of a sudden I tried to reach behind me to get my phone out of my butt pocket from behind me, and I reached too far and went sliding right off my ass. That was not good.
I've been thrown off a few myself.
We've all been thrown off, yeah.
I saw an amazing video about 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
It's somewhere on Facebook, on that little Reels
Yeah,
thing
I love
on
those things, yeah.
Yeah, but they're hard to save and then call back for later. But it's these people doing their own cell phone video at the Trump thing, and then all of a sudden one of them swings the phone around. Look, there's a guy on that roof. Look, and they showed him laying down and getting into the prone position and getting ready to shoot.
It's just unbelievable.
How? Why is that?
There's no way. It's not possible. And again, now the latest I've heard is that the Secret Service is now actually, in fact, headline: Secret Service Director Kim, the girl Cheadle, landed job after push by Jill. But another one. Hold on a second. I got it here somewhere. Secret Service says. They're blaming the local police, saying local police. Here we go. Secret Service blames local police, says they were tasked with securing properties surrounding Trump rally.
That's shameful.
Yep.
You look at a map of this place, and even somebody that went to government schools, could look at that map and they could say, now, if you were a sniper, where would you go? And every swinging Richard in the country would say, I would go right to that rooftop, and that's where I would be.
There's only 3 of them. There's only 3 buildings. How the hell could you not have people on 3 lousy buildings? I mean, honest to God, I can't. There should be people standing on those roofs of the 3 buildings. I couldn't freaking believe it. I mean, God, sorry.
They didn't have one freaking drone in the air?
No drones. No, that's right. Modern technology and nothing.
And then even Donna rolled her eyes this morning, and she's pretty immune to this. When I said, you know where this head of the Secret Service came from? She said, no. I said, Pepsi-Cola.
That's right. Yeah. Well, she was head of security, though. I mean, come on. A little respect.
Oh, okay.
She looked into those backgrounds really thoroughly, I can tell you that right now, mister.
Head of security for a soft drink manufacturer.
Pepsi.
Oh, boy. And but anyway, she's got to go. I mean, she cannot survive this.
This is outrageous.
Okay, your analysis. Is this now absolutely Trump's election to lose?
Pete, do you still have those numbers in front of you? I don't know, Neil, whether you heard this a few minutes ago.
I've been sleeping, man.
All right, well, listen to this. You will be astounded, as I was. And you have it, Peter, you got there in front of you. Listen to this latest poll. Check this out.
Okay.
Interactive polls. Trump is up 67-33 in Pennsylvania. He's up 65-35 Wisconsin. 61-39 Michigan, 78-22 Arizona, 79-21 Nevada.
Oh, my God. I have not heard that.
I just broke that. Like 10 minutes ago, we came up. It's just unbelievable. Oh, my God. Now, who knows? I mean, it may change between now and November, but still, I mean, the pump of being assassinated almost. So, but still, my God, 80-20 in Nevada, 70-30 in Arizona, holy smokes, Michigan.
It's not going to be anywhere near that close.
No.
But I just don't see any hope for the Democrats right now.
Well, in fact, Pete, what was the other one? Maybe it was somebody else. I think it was Pete who just said now Scumbag's not even in the polls. The latest poll came out. They're just using Carmela's side piece. Biden's not even listed in the latest poll that just came out today. They don't even put him on the ticket. They said, would you vote for her or Trump? And he's not even there.
Oh, boy.
I love this, honest to God.
The only thing I got right, because, I'm not in this business anymore. I'm just an old retired fart in Naples, Florida.
Well, then glad to be there.
Yeah, and we're back, and it's just it's lovely down there.
Good.
But have you ever seen a hippopotamus pee on a flat rock?
Many cows. I've seen many cows and horses on a flat rock. Yes.
That's what it was. This rains like that in the afternoon.
That's why I left. Yeah, believe me, I know. Every day.
I drove the Boortz bus through one of those on Saturday afternoon. This is not on topic, but I cannot understand how a cloud can hold that damn much water.
The water and the wind will force you off the road. If you're doing 70 on the interstate on those storms, you're going to be sloshing and sliding. I mean, it's every stinking day for the whole season.
Well, if I do get forced off the road, I hope I take one of these idiots driving with their flashers.
Oh, God.
I hope I take one of them with me.
I know. It's illegal, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is illegal.
Yeah, it's against the law.
But don't tell these idiots that.
No.
But
frogheads.
Anyway, the first thought when I heard about the shooter and we knew so little about him was, here is some nerd in high school who was unpopular. He's never kissed a girl. Yeah. He certainly hasn't been laid. He's been bullied. And this was the only way he saw, the only way for him to make a name for himself, to make himself famous, even if he dies in the process. Well, don't look for a political motivation here. Yeah. This is just somebody wanting everybody to know his name.
You know, the thing that I think we have to understand, if in fact he operated totally alone, if he didn't tell anybody else, or he didn't everybody help him scope out that, I mean, if we actually, either way, still, he must obviously knew if he was going up 130 yards away from Trump and going to shoot him with a clip or magazine full of bullets, there's no way he could have thought he could get away with it. So clearly this was a suicide mission. There's nobody in their right mind would think he could shoot the president on a roof 100 yards away and get away.
Wait, you are thinking, even as uncharacteristic as it might be for you.
Yes.
You are thinking with a rational mind.
No, but seriously, there's anybody would have known. I mean, come on, he could have been, must have been a complete psychopath. I mean, there's no other explanation for this.
Except, and I don't know how bad this can get, but this kid's brain had not yet developed appropriate and proper rational thinking skills. You're thinking rationally.
I know.
He could not get away with it, but he might say, I can take this shot, roll off this roof, and I can be gone before they ever catch me.
Well, I don't believe it, but I don't know. Who knows? I mean, we'll never know. And again, I mean, the whole story of him being up there and looking at him and the Secret Service being told not to shoot, apparently is the latest information. You have to wait till the gun actually fires before you shoot back. I mean, which is, that's like, reminded me the first note I took when I saw what would happen there, the first note I wrote down on my little sheet was, this is like Afghanistan, when the sniper could have killed that bomber and they wouldn't give him permission to shoot a bad guy. And this is, I'll bet you that's exactly what happened.
Well, it may have been, but that girl running that
she's got to go. God.
Pepsi-Cola gal running this, she has got to go. Yeah. Why she hasn't resigned yet, I do not understand.
Oh, just in, Neil, this girl, the chick with the boys named Kim Cheadle, she's now made two announcements, two recommendations. From now on, she says the Secret Service is going to start looking at all the roofs in the area, and secondly, no more fat chicks. So again, this to me is extremely, no more fat chicks who can't put their freaking gun in their holster and are 5'3" and 260. So they're going to do a lot of good trying to protect a president who's 6'3". I mean, what the hell is she doing on that detail? And by the way, the other chick was pretty good. The other girl, Secret Service agent, was pretty good at what she did, but not the fat one who didn't know what the hell she was doing. Good.
Well, she was about a good foot and a half shorter than Donald
it's unbelievable.
Trump.
She was up in his elbow, protecting his elbow. Yeah, so she was protecting his elbow, ladies and gentlemen, because God knows when he's saluting all that time, you got to have the elbow working. Geez, he could have dropped his hat.
Okay, tell me about JD Vance.
JD Vance, well, I've always liked him. I thought he's the smartest and quickest. Well, actually, the smartest, quickest one is Vivek, but he's never going to be vice president or president. But the smartest one left in the campaign for that, to me, was JD Vance. He's quick, he's smart, he's got a great program, he's got a great philosophy. It doesn't seem like a rabble-rouser. He seems pretty damn secure and professional for a young guy. He's a Marine. He's a best-selling author.
I need to know.
I mean, he's a perfect package. Although Pete Davis says it could be a problem because Pete, tell Mr. Boortz here.
Yeah, he has a beard, and a lot of women don't like men with beards. Don't trust them.
Well, that's the thing, apparently. I thought they liked the Van Dyke, like we have, the mustache and the chin thing, but not the full beard. But I thought they all liked that, the little chin whiskers and mouth whiskers.
Well, do you still have that soul patch?
No, I don't know. The little soul patch, no. I only have the chin thing and the mustache thing. I never had a soul patch. Soul patch is a little thing right under your lip.
Right under your lower lip.
I don't I shaved that all day. I just don't know what chin.
I don't know what possible use that could be.
Chicks like it, I mean, it gets a little extra thing, Depends where you're using it. I don't know. What do I know?
No, I don't. Beards. We've had presidents with beards before.
Well, I know. Again, it's just who knows. But I think it's a great choice. What do you think? I was hoping to God it wouldn't be Burgum. Burgum is a nice guy and respectable, but he was never going to help the ticket. JD Vance, I think, helps him a lot.
Well, I mean, okay, so you carry North Dakota, big whoop.
Yeah, right.
But in fact, Saturday night, I was having dinner with a good friend of mine and his bride named Karen.
Oh, all right, Karen.
And anyway, this guy is a good friend of Burgum from North Dakota.
Oh, cool.
They're golf buddies and all that kind of thing. And he really, to me, has been pushing this Burgum guy. And the thought was always, North Dakota?
Yeah.
What do they have, one half of an electoral vote?
Yeah, right. I know. But he's trustworthy, and he was, experienced, and he wasn't 80, but he was still, mature man. But I could see where he would be in the running, but I thank God he didn't pick him. I think JD Vance is perfect. You knew that after, little Marco, you knew that was never going to happen. He was never going to be supporting Donald Trump in any way, theoretically. And the girl wasn't going to do it. Nikki screwed up because she kept going in the
Well, she shot her
campaign.
dog.
Yeah. Well, no, the Kristi Noem was the one who killed her.
Oh, that's right.
Bragged about it in South Dakota.
Yeah,
woman,
that's right.
And she blew her. I thought it was between her and JD Vance. And when that story came out of that biography or the book, or whatever, it was a ball game. No way.
I know. I had somebody I would have liked to have seen as the vice presidential candidate, but she's a Democrat.
Oh, I bet I know who you're talking about. The girl with the gray streak in her hair looks like like the Munster girl.
Munster girl?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the surfer.
Oh, I don't know the surfer.
Yeah,
Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know she was a surfer. Yeah, she got that gray streak. She got that gray streak in her hair. She's a hottie with a gray streak in her hair. Used to be a Democrat.
Is she independent now? But anyway, she is sharp.
Well, I like her
as a tack, that would have been a very interesting for Trump to have a female Democrat on his ticket.
I totally agree. Absolutely agree.
So I would have been shocked by that. But on your recommendation, I'm going to be pleased with JD Vance.
I think I just think he's. I was kind of surprised that Joe Manchin didn't get any measures either. For that matter, to kind of get a middle of the roader from the other party. There's to change his mind about. Who knows? I think he did the right thing though. I think so.
Another good thing here. He's 39 years old. Okay. And if he goes through 4 years with Donald Trump,
he will be.
Then he's got 8 years of eligibility for the presidency and still a young guy.
But the point is also, I thought you were going to mention this, he is 39 years old. In 4 years, when it would be his turn to run for president, he will be 43, the exact age that John Fitzgerald Kennedy was when he was elected as a young man as president of the United States.
Yeah, I like that too. So, like we said from the beginning, Kimmer, this is going to be an interesting election.
This last 8 years is the most unbelievable and powerful and tumultuous and historically significant political period in our history. I mean, I can't think of Watergate was one thing and Nixon and all that stuff for Ford, but this is unbelievable what's going on here. And the assassination attempt, jeez.
From what I hear, nobody is really suggesting now that Biden needs to drop out because they realize that this is really probably a lost cause.
I can't imagine. Wouldn't you love to hear what they're having? And by the way, someone probably will have a story coming out in the next day or two about the inside story of how these top Democrats are going, oh my God, you idiot, you shot Trump in the face, and now you screwed it for us for years. I mean, this could be if they get Congress and get back the Senate and the White House. Holy smokes! I mean, please God. So I mean, they must be going nuts in their little private meetings. Oh Lord.
If there's an entertaining aspect to this, it's going to be the conspiracy theories that come out.
Well, in fact, they're already what they called the Blue Anon. Have you heard about these people? The Blue Anon people take over on the other Anon thing, QAnon. The Blue Anon claimed that the blood on Donald Trump's ear was a theatrical gel pack, that it was coordinated by the Secret Service with his Trump campaign. Raising his fist was all staged. Since when did the Secret Service start allowing the president under duress to tell him to wait a second and stand up a crowd fist pumping? One says, "Can you blame me for thinking that that's all fake?" Democrat Dimitri Melhorn, a political advisor to a Democrat congressman, said that feels horrific when alien and absurd in America, but it's quite common globally that his shooting was encouraged and maybe even staged so Trump could get the photos and benefit from the backlash. I mean, they're actually saying stuff like this. Jeez. And they're the ones who did it. The Democrats are responsible for it from the very beginning. They put a target on him, and it worked. Almost killed him.
And Donna, the Queen, which, by the way, I'm starting to refer to her as an Apache, because she does. Right.
How much she had like an actual blood percentage of American Indian. Outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
She is an Indian, and we have finally determined that she's an Apache.
You know, the Apache, in all those cowboy movies growing up, Neil Boortz, I was always the Apaches were the freaking vicious ones, man. They did a lot. They never did the Navajos or the Sioux. It was always Apaches were always the one you scared the crap out of you.
You've picked up on that too. Huh?
Seriously, don't mess with Apaches, buddy. They'll skin you right there.
I can tell you.
Hell, you married her,
and I'm glad I did.
Thank God for you, sir.
I really am. But she took a look at that picture of Trump surrounded by Secret Service agents with his fist in the air, the blood on his face, and in the background over his head an American flag.
Yeah.
And she said, that's the campaign right there. That's also the Pulitzer Prize winner.
That's right.
For the year in news photographs.
No question about it. It's the raising of the flag at Iwo Jima. If there's ever an iconic shot of something, that's just joined it. I mean,
but the problem is the media sees Trump in it, so will they actually do anything with the pic?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. And the other thing was, Flounder saw this, and it's making the news here again, too. Neil, did you see the picture of the American flag right before Trump spoke that was twisted in the wind to look exactly like an angel floating in the air over the podium?
No, I didn't. I have to look for that.
I'll send it to you, Neil, right now.
Holy smoke. I mean, just awesome.
I have.
Just awesome.
I really have to see that.
There was an angel hanging in the air, an angel of the American flag right over where Trump was about to speak.
Well, I have to get a little bit emotional and stuff that you're not expecting to hear out of Neil Boortz here for a second. But it was in 2016 when my wife had a brain hemorrhage.
Oh, wow.
And we luckily were in Atlanta, and she ended up at Emory University, okay? Mm-hmm. And which is it's called a subarachnoid hemorrhage, and there's no better place in the world to be if you have a subarachnoid brain hemorrhage than Emory University, and she was there. Anyway, it was, oh my goodness, look at that
See the flag picture? Is that unbelievable?
Oh, I got to show that to Donna. But anyway, after 30 days in ICU, the neuro ICU at Emory University was right next to the chapel.
Oh.
And I spent a lot of time in that chapel. Mm-hmm. And on the last day when Donna was going through her last surgical procedure, on the last day, I went in there and just praying hard for her protection. And I saw, and I don't need to get into the visuals and all of this, I saw these angels descending and going into Donna's body to protect her. And I saw it with my two eyes, and I still see them today, and I still call on them today to protect my baby.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I have ever publicly said that before. But I saw them.
You saw the spirits? I mean, were they're about 3 angels? Would they? I mean, describe. Can you describe what that was like, or is that too personal?
Then you'll laugh at me.
No, oh my God, are you kidding? I got tears in my eyes thinking about it. Holy crap, man! You know the kind of times of things when I've tried to rely on an angel. Anyway, don't talk about me. Describe them. That's unbelievable. If you don't mind, they
didn't look like angels with wings and all that. They looked, I hate to phrase it this way, they looked like confetti. It was confetti coming around both sides of my head as I was praying, and then converging and flowing into Donna. And that's how the angels appeared to me.
Was she in her hospital bed, or just there as a vision?
At that time, she was in surgery. She was undergoing her last surgical procedure, and she was on the operating table, and those angels were flowing into her, filling her.
Oh, my God.
And so I am a big, huge scream. Oh, that's my son-in-law calling. Well,
Ronnie.
He can wait. He can wait.
Hold on a second. Oh, my God, Neil, what a great story.
But this picture is, I don't know how that happened. Was it on a flagpole or what?
No, I think hanging from banners or something. So it was like free hanging from some ropes, or I'm not.
Looks
not
like
really
hanging from a cable.
Yeah, I think so. And again, whether it was it was there. I mean, whatever, however it happened, there it is. I mean, really, it's just astounding. And the other picture, that bullet whizzing by him.
Oh yeah.
Oh geez, holy smokes.
Well, the other thing they're talking about too is, as you know, he moves a lot when he's talking, and he moved at the last minute, and there's a picture that shows where the bullet would have gone through the right side of his brain and skull, and it would have killed him immediately.
Yeah.
Brainstem.
Yeah, that's what they aim for. The pink mist, by the way.
Yeah. Well, I have never in my life wished for an act of violence against a politician of any kind. I know that there are sick people out there that are saying things like, damn it, he missed, this kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Oh, yeah. I know, and that's so disgusting. But this, I've just edited and saved this, cropped and saved this picture. It's one of the most amazing things I've seen.
Yeah.
And I thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Well, Flounder sent that to me this morning or last night or whatever. We spent the last 2 days have been nothing but getting into stuff about the event that happened, but the assassination attempt.
Well, it's driving the left mad that Trump was saved by divine intervention.
Yeah, God stuff. They hate God stuff.
Exactly.
What do you mean God stuff? There's no Jesus. Give me a break. Oh, they hate this. Everything about, and then he won his court case. He threw out his court. The biggest, most important, most dangerous felony court case is now gone, at least temporarily. I mean, they must be going nuts, these freaking liberals, and they deserve every bit of it. They started this. They caused it. They're responsible for the hate against Donald Trump. In fact, we've been playing the montage of sound bites, Neil, for the last day. We're going to play some more, too, coming up here, too, to show you, don't ever forget what they did. They wanted it this way. They were urging this to happen, and by God, it did. And now they're saying, oh, we need unity. Yeah, kiss my ass, unity. You don't get unity. You don't deserve unity.
Hey, Kimmer.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Decaf.
I know. It never happened.
Well, there's one other meme out there that's been online. Shows these 2 women at the rally. Mm-hmm. And I guess the meme is, presenting them as Secret Service agents or something. I don't know. Yeah. And one of them says, I think there's a man on the roof. Let's wave to him. And the other one says, did you just assume his gender?
Oh, God. DEI, baby. DEI. I guarantee you. And that's the first thing I thought of it. But oh, my God.
Do you want to hear a conspiracy theory coming?
Yeah.
BlackRock Inc., the world's largest money manager, has pulled a TV ad that briefly featured Thomas Crooks at a campaign rally.
It was a high school. It was like high school kids in the background of a campaign rally, and his face is in the crowd. So BlackRock.
He's now, right there.
Yeah, and BlackRock is now taking the commercial off now or something. Not that anybody's ever heard of it.
They've pulled it.
Oh man!
But this DEI, by the way, as you know, stands for didn't earn it.
Yeah.
I hope that this is another nail in the coffin of DEI. The whole thing about DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion, the one core central part of that is nobody is to be considered an individual. Everybody is to be considered and regarded only in terms of their group identity. And that has been the mantra for Democrats for ages. Group identity, that counts. Individual identity does not. So you can't work for diversity unless you look at people only in terms of their group identity. You can't work for equity, same cause. You can't work for inclusion unless you consider all individuals only in terms of their group identity, not as individuals. And that is the essence of the Democrat philosophy and Democrat politics. It's time for it to die, and I think in large measure this is going to help kill it off.
Well, we can only hope. I mean, whoever thought it'd be a great idea to separate people based on one specific category and put them in a box and then say, well, I need to get a vice president or something, but I'm only going to look at the people in that one box. Well, what the hell sense does that make? Why would you not look for the best of all the people that you can choose from? Jeez.
I can tell you where it started. There's three names that come to mind.
Well, yeah, there we go.
Mussolini, Hitler, Stalin.
Well, that's a pretty good start.
I used to collect. And somewhere on my computer, I have the documents that I collected. The statements that people made in total and absolute opposition to the idea of individualism. One of them, the most vivid that I remember, was Hillary Clinton. When it was at the time of pushing her plan for socialized medicine.
Okay.
And by the way, when she withdrew that plan, I actually went to the government printing office and I went and got a copy of her health care plan, and I located in that the one section where it said that anybody that uses a doctor outside of the plan will be prosecuted and jailed. But anyway, Hillary Clinton, somebody said, well, what about individual rights? And she said, we have to stop worrying about the rights of the individual and concentrate on what is good for society, which was almost word for word what Adolf Hitler had said 50 years before.
Wow.
And that's the Democrat output.
It takes a village. It takes a village.
Yeah.
The whole attitude. Oh, my God.
It does not take individuals. It just takes this village. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And I don't blame you. It's a fine story, I might add, my friend, also.
That picture, are you going to post that on your website and all that kind of stuff?
Oh,
I'll forward it away and we'll put it on there.
Absolutely.
I'm going to show the Queen right now, if I can find her. What the hell? I can find her. We're only living in 440 square feet.
That's got to be around here somewhere. Honey.
Where's she going to go?
Who knows?
Put a bell on her.
Yeah, bell the cat. All right. Well, anyway. Now, how are we doing, Flounder? Are we okay here? We keep going?
You guys go as long as you want.
Now, Neil, let me ask you about the court case. The judge in Florida dismissing the case. Jack Smith's investigation, possession of classified materials. And by the way, they've got to get the Her report released, and they have to make a decision finally. And I hope Trump maybe gets in office and brings this back again. Why Joe Biden cannot be prosecuted for the same thing Donald Trump was, and now they're dismissing the case of Donald Trump because they didn't do it the right way to get Jack Smith because he had no business being the special counsel, but not for the facts of the case. So if they can try to get Donald Trump for the facts of the case, they should also be getting Joe Biden. Anyway, what do you think about the fact that the judge has dismissed the case because they went about it the wrong way?
Well, haven't we all kind of suspected that this whole special prosecutor thing was being overdone anyway?
All political. We all knew it. Yeah.
I haven't read the ruling yet. I'm kind of a nerd. I like to read the rulings and see see what has been
Can
decided.
I do you one sentence here for you? Might help. District Eileen Cannon. The superseding indictment is dismissed because Special Counsel Smith's appointment violates the Appointments Clause of the United States Constitution. Let's see. Hold on. There's more here. Upon careful study, the foundational challenges raised in the motion, the court is convinced that Special Counsel Smith's prosecution of this action breaches two structural cornerstones of our constitutional scheme: the role of Congress in the appointment of constitutional officers and the role of Congress in authorizing expenditures by law. Congress has to appoint the officers. Now, she says the framers gave Congress a pivotal role in the appointment of principal and inferior officers. That role cannot be usurped by the executive branch or diffused elsewhere, whether in this case or in another case, whether in times of heightened national need or not. Now, when they were talking about, what about the Mueller report? What about the other guy report? They were special counsels. Well, they were also, at one point in their lives, had been confirmed by the Senate. They had been in their lives confirmed by the Senate. Jack Smith was never confirmed by the Senate. Therefore, he was never confirmed by Congress. He was never confirmed to be given the authority as a special counsel. So
is that the one thing that sets him aside from other special counsels?
Apparently. In the case of inferior officers, it means Congress is empowered to decide if it wishes to vest appointment power in the head of a department, and indeed, Congress has proven itself quite capable of doing so in many other statutory context, but it plainly did not do so here, despite the special counsel's strained statutory readings. The executive's growing comfort in appointing regulatory special counsels in the more recent era has followed an ad hoc pattern with little judicial scrutiny. And you can't go by those other special counsels. It's not the same thing. Plus, even if they were appointed illegally, it doesn't mean you should keep appointing them illegally. He was appointed illegally. They went after Donald Trump to do anything they could to get him, including breaking the law of the Constitution, and they got caught. And now they can refile. I know they're going to appeal, obviously.
Well, now, when are they going to go after Biden's completely, totally, absolutely illegal student debt scheme?
Violating the Constitution, and he bragged about it.
Yeah.
Honestly,
and at one point he said, I can't do this. It's illegal.
Yeah.
Then he says, well, I'm going to do it anyway, even if it is illegal.
Yeah. Well, he keeps saying, watch me. And we did. We are watching.
So,
oh my God, this is so cool. Jeez. What a time in our life. I mean, and again, I was just thinking about this today. I have seen 3 presidents get shot. I've seen 3 presidents get shot. I mean, Kennedy and Reagan and Donald Trump actually get a bullet.
I mean, he came so close to losing his life there.
Yeah. And by the way, I mentioned earlier, I know you were listening earlier, Neil, there were 2 things. The sheriff in charge of the cop who went up on the roof, and then he saw the guy on the roof, and the guy on the roof, the killer, or would-be killer, pointed his rifle at him, so the cop was using both hands to crawl up the ladder. He got up on the top, saw the would-be killer. The would-be killer pointed his gun at the cop. The cop, therefore, ducked back down, and as soon as he did, that's when the killer started shooting, which may be the reason why he wasn't taking really careful aim as he had before, because he knew that the cops were about to come up on the roof.
Yeah.
But I go with the theory that it was the freaking angels guarding him and making him turn his head to look at the sign, and that's what saved his life by about 1.5 inches to going right through his brain stem. But again, and by the way, the sheriff said the cop did the right thing. If you're up there with both hands on the ladder and you're putting your head over on the roof and there's a guy pointing a gun at you, duck down. I mean, he did the right thing, but it's a shame that. But again, he never should have been allowed to shoot in the first place. Should have been dead minutes ago. Everybody knew he was up there. Anyway,
like we said at the beginning of our little conversation, any person who wanted to try to shoot at Donald Trump at that rally, any of them would have chosen that rooftop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that the Secret Service did not recognize that and had not taken positive action to secure that rooftop is absolutely unforgivable, and their heads have to roll.
Well, Secret Service today, just this afternoon, blames local police, saying they were tasked with securing properties surrounding the Trump rally. What a crock. The Secret Service has to be in charge of everything. The Secret Service, there's no way they could have said, and then you never checked? No, okay, let's say the Secret Service says, okay, you local cops, you're in charge of all these other buildings. And then the Secret Service said, well, I hope they did it? You mean tell me they didn't double check everything and make sure everything's ready to go? You dirty freaking lying hypocrites! The whole thing just makes me sick. Oh, but one other funny thing: when President Scumbag, liar, traitor, child molester was on TV, and they asked him whether they thought, they said, "Mr. President, do you think this was an assassination attempt?" And he said, "Well, it's too early to tell. I don't have all the facts." Wait a minute! They shot him in the face. What do you mean they don't know if it's an assassination attempt? They shot him in the head. Of course. It was, what an idiot. He's afraid of offending somebody or saying something. My God.
They think they mistook him, the shooter mistook Trump for a clay pigeon?
The whole thing is just outrageous. Everything about this is just, I can't believe it. God.
Oh, by the way, before I go, I got to tell you something really fascinating I've figured out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah.
And even the Apache has congratulated me on this. Because we travel so much in the Boortz bus, and I got rid of DirecTV a long time ago, so we got this satellite dish, but we never deploy it. We use Starlink.
Okay.
And as part of Starlink, I subscribe to Hulu, Hulu.
Oh, okay,
TV.
I've heard of that. Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah. And you can get most TV shows on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And so I save every night, and don't give me a hard time for
never
this.
Do that.
This is just the newscast I prefer to watch.
Okay.
It's David Muir on ABC.
I met him. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. By the way, is he or isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. He's a very good friend of a guy who was in my wedding. It's possible. It's very possible. Well, is he whatever.
Light in the loafers?
Okay. Left-handed. Okay. Anyway, I was documenting a couple of about a month and a half, 2 months ago, the number of drug ads that appear every night on that ABC News, and it's usually 8 or 9 drug ads.
Absolutely.
And we wonder why we have a drug problem in this country.
Yeah.
Well, on Hulu, you can have it record the ABC Evening News, and there's 2 good things about it. Number 1, it's the West Coast version that they record.
So it's the latest version of stuff.
It's the latest version. And number 2, when you watch it the next morning, and I get my first cup of coffee and I watch it, all commercials are eliminated.
Cool.
Yeah, you get through it in 20 minutes without having to listen to a bunch of drug ads and seeing fat asses do cannonballs in the swimming pools.
Well, by the way, I think they all still do it, but I don't know whether people even realize that networks, when they do a newscast, they do more than one. They do one for each, basically each time zone, one for the East and one for the West. I don't know if they do one for the Midwest. I don't know, but I know they do at least 2 versions.
I think it's 2. West Coast.
I think it's 2, yeah.
West Coast and East Coast, and I get the West Coast feed. So I go out to breakfast and I know stuff other people don't know because I watch the West Coast version of the news.
Yeah. By the way, did you know that today is the anniversary of the founding of MSNBC? On the very day when they kicked off the 2 homewreckers, Morning Joe and Mika, the 2 tramp couple, were not allowed to be on MSNBC this morning because they were so disrespected by their own company, afraid that someone's going to do something that would hurt them forever. So on the anniversary of their founding, their most important couple were not allowed to go on television because they were not trustworthy. How they could keep these jobs and not quit, I'll be interested to see. I can't wait to hear what their explanation is or how they feel about it.
I've long been very confused and troubled. How did this happen to Joe Scarborough?
I know. He used to be a Republican.
I know. He's from Pensacola. He's from my hometown. I knew this guy, and all of a sudden, he is a stalwart Democrat, left-winger.
Chicks,
and
man.
all I can say is that Mika stuff.
Chicks.
Yeah, it must be strong.
Chicks. Oh, yeah. She does things that he had never even heard of. Oh, my God. She ties him. Oh, God. She has a mask she makes. Oh, jeez. I can't even want to think about it.
Well, I know. It's, they control half of the money and all of the you-know-what.
There you go. I got 100% of it. Neil Boortz, God bless you, my friend. What a great story about the angels and your sweet bride. Honestly, God, give her a big hug for us. I've
never told that to anybody, but right now it just seemed appropriate.
I'm touched that you chose to share it with us.
Okay, buddy.
Honest to God. Bless you, my friend, and your sweet missus. All right, talk to you later. Thanks,
I'm going to go show her the picture. Bye-bye.
There you go. See you. Bye. 4:59. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. What a nice story.
Beautiful.
Now, I wonder whether we still... now, normally on Thursdays lately, we've been going with both Neil and Shannon Burke. We may or may not get... We'll see what his schedule is if he wants to. We'll always invite him. He could be on every day as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So, but again, I don't know. Thursday schedule, we don't know.
We got to break at 20 here.
Like in right now? 3, 2, 1.
5 seconds.
5 o'clock. 5 o'clock.
Look no further than Honda Generators. Whether you're camping in the great outdoors, powering up your work site, or ensuring your home is ready for any emergency, Honda Generators deliver unmatched performance. And the best place to get your Honda generator? That's Howard Brothers. With expert staff and unbeatable service, they have the right generator for every need. Visit Howard Brothers today and experience the power and reliability of Honda Generators, your trusted source for all your power needs. The grass is always greener when you take care of it with Honda and Howard Brothers.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey broadcasting station. This hour is presented by Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches.
And a running mate on Lisa Brady. Former President Trump winning the Republican nomination for the third time, not long after announcing his running mate.
Former President Donald Trump on Truth Social saying that after lengthy deliberation and thought, and considering the tremendous talents of many others, that the person best suited to assume the position of Vice President of the United States is Senator JD Vance of the great state of Ohio. Vance, a former venture capitalist and the author of the best-selling memoir Hillbilly Elegy, before running for elective office.
Fox's Jeff Manasso at the GOP convention in Milwaukee. The former president says Vance has championed the hardworking men and women of our country. But President Biden says his Republican challengers want to raise taxes on the middle class, and his campaign calls the Republican ticket extreme. After Saturday's assassination attempt on the former president, Senator Vance wrote in a social media post that the Biden campaign rhetoric had led to the shooting. White House spokeswoman Karine Jean-Pierre telling reporters today,
when it comes to political rhetoric out there, when it comes to being mindful of how we are moving forward with our politics here, it takes all of us to lower that temperature.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas also at today's White House briefing.
I have 100% confidence in the Director of the United States Secret Service. I have 100% confidence in the United States Secret Service.
As an independent probe of security at Saturday's Trump rally moves forward, President Biden now ordering Secret Service protection for independent candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's just confirmed he had a meeting today with the former president, adding that he's not dropping out of the race. The Trump classified documents case is tossed out by a federal judge in Florida who says Special Counsel Jack Smith was not legally appointed. Smith can appeal. America is listening to Fox News.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's a lot of things you can try. Tough it out, bite the bullet, grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people, Relief Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that addresses the inflammation where pain starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time. It helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try Relief Factor instead. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF and save on your first order. That's 1-800-4RELIEF. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right a blank. Ready on your dog target. Hair, pastelio, hair, right. Road guards out. Hair, pastelio, stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer. How you doing? With Pete Davis and Flounder, and it's Monday, and the whole world is freaking changed. This is unstinking believable. 504, here's the number. Love to hear from you. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. I got to tell you, that was a pretty interesting freaking conversation with Neil Boortz.
Yep.
And he talked about the angels helping his wife in surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We got breaking news here.
Breaking news, sir.
Two things about Twitter and AI, by the way. One involving us over the weekend. Which...
Oh, well. Okay, all right, there's an explanation for... If we're going to talk about personal stuff, I don't know. Okay.
First of all, Tony Bendil, you may have heard of him. He's the Pennsylvania fire chief who posted, "Too bad it didn't hit him square," with a little box of popcorn next to it.
Yeah, really.
About the Trump thing.
Yeah.
And then when someone reported him, he goes, someone reported my post with the crying emoji, laughing emoji and everything.
Scumbag.
He is now resigned.
And he was where? Did a what? Was he a fire? Did you say he was a fireman?
He's a fire chief in Pennsylvania. Fire chief.
Good. Well, good. He got caught then. So good.
Well, people all over the country are outing these business owners who are the congressmen whose people are putting this. They thought they were so safe they could put on social media something about killing a man, and they thought they were so safe they'd get away with it.
You know,
and
Pete,
they're having to resign.
Speaking of that, Flounder, let's do this while we're doing it here right now. And by the way, we got a lot of reaction about what's happened in the Secret Service and the guy on the roof and the comments. And
plus why your Twitter account was suspended.
Well, let's do this, and then we'll do. Because I didn't know I didn't know what's going on. Okay, but first, this was Jen Psaki, the Peppermint Patty, doing her show with a Democratic congressman named Dan Goldman from New York State, and this is cut number 6, Flounder. This congressman, out loud on TV, said this.
Just unquestionable at this point that man cannot see
Trump.
Public office again. He is not only unfit, he is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
Has to be eliminated. All right, Flounder, let's do cut 5, the Staten Island. So a bunch of congressmen, a Republican congressman in New York got together. And at first, when I was reading the story, I thought, well, who cares about a bunch of congressmen from Staten Island or anywhere else? Well, check this out. These guys had a little meeting, and while they were talking to the press about the terrible thing that happened and so on and so forth, they said, let's not forget this, too. Flounder, if you would, sir.
I'll say it one more time. I'll be bipartisan. President Obama, President Clinton, President George W. Bush, President Biden last night said they did it. They said the people, the hate in the process, did it. Every single one of them said that. So you don't have to listen to us, but we're not going to stand here and told that we're not seeing what we're seeing, which is what we've been told by the left for years now. The left suggested January 6th was something it wasn't, and was a result of people spewing hate. That's what you all said and continue to say. And when we say, when a deranged, demonic shooter decides to take out the person who you say is going to destroy America, we can't say that maybe you saying that he's going to destroy America has something to do with it.
They've been saying stuff about Donald Trump for 10 years, both in Hollywood, the media, government's not said his policies are bad. They demonized him for 10 years. Turn on TV, any morning show, you hear people have a following, especially men saying he's Hitler. In fact, the Babylon Bee, we're going to play some more reaction here, Flounder. We're going to play, go back to cut 1, which you played very early in the show here in just a second. But first, the Babylon Bee. Trump indicted for inciting assassination attempt. Another one, CNN, clumsy Trump hits head on bullet. God. Party that called Trump Hitler for years, shocked as someone tries to assassinate him. And Trump safe, leaving only one dead candidate. Oh, there's. And this is Biden, brain dead. How CNN reported famous assassinations throughout history. Here's a couple of quickies. How the CNN reports assassinations historically. Breaking news, Lincoln nods off at play. Julius Caesar injured in group hug. John F. Kennedy, JFK startled by loud popping noises. I mean, these people are unbelievable. And Flounder, to set the stage again, I'm telling you, remember, you can never forgive these Democrats. They did this on purpose. They were asking for it. They must have known exactly what was going to happen. Cut 1, Flounder, if you would, about people urging this to happen from the beginning.
Donald Trump, I think you need to go back and punch him in the face.
That I thought he should have punched him in the face.
I feel like punching him.
If we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. Take him out now.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
In the Constitution.
And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price.
Be careful. Walk lightly. And for those of you who are soldiers, make them pay.
If you had to be stuck in an elevator with either President Trump, Mike Pence, or Jeff Sessions, who would it be? Does one of us have to come out alive?
Yeah, that's by Vice President Slutty Cackler with that last part there, laughing about it. By the way, last night we were told that the president, slimy scumbag child molester traitor to America, was going to make a speech last night at the Oval Office, giving it more importance than ever, to talk, put some perspective into things and talk to America about what it's. It was 7 minutes. It was a quick old 7-minute speech, and he actually had the balls to say politics must never be a little battlefield or, God forbid, a killing field. No matter how strong our convictions, we must never descend to violence. You lying, Jersey phony, you made him do this. You called him Hitler. You said, well, in fact, Flounder, do we have time? Let's do the one, my favorite one here. Cut number 3, President Scumbag, who was begging for someone to shoot Donald Trump. Listen to
Donald Trump is a convicted criminal. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. Trump is a threat to this nation. But Trump is even more dangerous now. He's unhinged. He's snapped. He says if he loses, there will be a bloodbath. Trump said if he wins, he'll be a dictator on day 1. He means it, folks. We're not going to let that happen. Over my dead body will happen.
He said, turn up my mind. Over my dead body. President of the United States. To the phones, James, you're on the radio. Thank you, sir, for calling and holding. I appreciate your what's going on. What do you think?
Hey, Cameron, I just saw something that Seal said that if there hadn't been a 5-mile-an-hour wind, the bullet might have been 2 inches over.
No. 5-mile-an-hour wind from 130 yards, no way.
Well, that's what the SEAL said.
Well, okay. I'm hardly a Navy SEAL. I'm not a sniper. I am a sharpshooter in the Marines. I'm a sharpshooter. Have the badge to prove it. But I'm not a Navy SEAL.
Anyway,
I don't believe it.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
So anyway,
thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, James. Again, you can't miss from 130 yards. Even if it was really, really windy, but a 5-mile-an-hour wind from 130 yards is not from an AK type 308 or a 7.62 or whatever is not going to make any difference. And again, in the Marines, we could, I can hit a bullseye. I can hit a 12-inch bullseye from 400 yards. But again, this is it's an M14, which is one of the great rifles of all time, big, heavy rifle, and with a sling. And if you're in a prone position with a sling, so you're rocked into basically just a permanent position, if you're good at what you do and breathing stuff, you can do that kind of thing. Now, him on the roof, again, remember the cop had just crawled up with his both hands on top of the ladder on the roof to see the guy, the would-be killer. aimed his rifle at the cop and then realized, oh, they're coming to get me. So he swung it back, and they say it was right after that. Immediately, he started shooting at Trump. So clearly, he wasn't taking his time, easing his breath. He was slightly pulling it. I mean, he was shooting. So it's a very good reason, although I'll go with the angel reason that it was Donald Trump, by the act of God, that he turned his head just at the right time. But again, whatever the reason was, I will bet you this, that it's not a 5-mile-an-hour wind.
He says he never looks away from the crowd, but he turned to see a screen that had the numbers from the border. And he said, the Border Patrol saved my life because they put those numbers up. I turned to read them, and that's when it happened.
Yeah. And by the way, Donald Trump has made his pick. He's got JD Vance. And Donald Trump also talked about, well, now I've got all my things mixed up. Darn it. Hold on. Trump. Well, I got my stuff about him talking about... Oh, here we go. Grateful Donald Trump. And he acted very human. He called Brett Baer. He talked to some guys last night and again this morning. He said, the doctor at the hospital told me he'd never seen anything like it. He called it a miracle. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be dead. I'm supposed to be dead. Turned his head slightly to read a chart on illegal immigrants. Secret Service agents let him off the stage. He wanted to continue speaking to reporters. In fact, I'll tell you, after we're going to go to Holy Crap at Sports, but I want to make... the point I made earlier today about what kind of man this is who showed you immediately over the weekend. And that's coming up, and I mean it, and I can prove it. And that's all coming up on what a remarkable, instantaneous reaction, and it shows a lot. 5:14, Holy Crap, it's Sports, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, and it's Monday. We want your calls to 404-741-1230, 106.3. Holy crap, look out.
It's one of the biggest elections of our lifetime, and it's never been more important to get the news you need without the bias.
The Democrats have to replace Joe Biden, or they know they cannot win this election.
Trust the conservative voice of Atlanta for the breaking news and latest changes without the spin.
That's what I mean by fixed election. There's no chance if the media and the Department of Justice and social media are all against you.
This is Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, XTRA 106.3 FM and the XTRA app. The future of business in Georgia is bright, and Georgia Power is a driving force behind the businesses and organizations that are vital to the growth of the state. Organizations like Georgia Tech.
Jay, why don't you tell us about the Fanning Center, named after Southern Company CEO Tom Fanning?
It's an over $85 million project, fully funded by our donors and supporters of Georgia Tech Athletics. Certainly would be remiss without thanking Tom and all his generosity that made that building possible. It'll feature everything from a dedicated sports science center, which will make us best in class in motion capture, injury prevention, injury recovery. There's a huge focus on strength and conditioning and integration with sports technology. There's also space for sports medicine, recovery, mental health, which is a big focus for us in taking care of our student athletes, and then a big footprint for our football program, from offices to team spaces, meeting rooms, etc. That'll be best in class.
To learn more about how Georgia Power is helping businesses big and small, visit GeorgiaPower.com and tune in all year to discover how they're powering the future of Georgia.
On this episode of The Real Houses of Atlanta.
Whoa, Bobby, what's going on?
Well, now that I'm the HOA president, I'm going to start cracking down on the neighborhood.
With a sledgehammer?
Oh, look, this place is looking rough, and nobody's moving right now either. So I'm telling the neighbors it's time to fix up the homes they have.
And what do you suggest?
Well, I'm telling everybody on the block about Exovations. They're right here, and they can get your house the facelift it needs. We're talking new siding, roofing, windows, doors, decks, even porches, patios, and porticos. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to start with Jim next door. Hey, Jimmy, you got a window out. Check the bylaws.
Hi, this is Candace with Excavations, and have I got a tip for you. Avoid an HOA headache and let us give your home the facelift it needs. We'll introduce you to our ExoVision, our very own architectural design that allows you to envision your home's transformation before you even start the project. Ready for your on-time, on-budget, and stress-free renovation? Visit exovations.com and book your consultation today.
Have you thought about securing your hard-earned assets? Do you have concerns about the future? Protecting assets is crucial, and that's where Nelson Elder Care Law excels. As a family-owned and family-focused firm, we provide absolute assurance and peace of mind through our trademarked Absolute Protection Trust, tailored services in estate planning, probate administration, Medicaid crisis solutions, guardianship, and conservatorship. Our goal is to exceed your expectations and empower informed decisions. Visit NelsonElderCareLaw.com for asset protection and peace of mind.
Have you heard about Sonder and their Georgia-based Medicare Advantage health plans? Sonder Health Plans is committed to revolutionizing healthcare, making it straightforward, personal, and affordable. Call them and ask if you qualify for their fantastic $400 grocery card offer and $0 premiums. They've even got their own radio show and podcast called Weekend Wellness, dedicated to keeping all Georgians healthy and happy at every age. Call 800-331-2928 or visit SonderHealthPlans.com. Sonder Health Plans is an HMO with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Sonder Health Plans depends on contract renewal.
The dog days of summer are here, and Truist Park is the place to be when the St. Louis Cardinals and Cincinnati Reds come to town, July 19th through the 24th. The series is packed full of fun, including the CMT Hot Prospect Concert Series before the game in the Battery Atlanta Plaza on Friday, featuring up-and-coming country music artist Blanco Brown, followed by everyone's favorite Friday Night Fireworks presented by Georgia Lottery after the game. And Sunday, July 21st is Kids Club Sunday. Kids can look forward to a player Q&A, face painting, and more. Plus, the first 3,000 kids will receive the Ozzy Albies plushie giveaway. And there's a second giveaway on July 23rd for the first 15,000 fans, featuring the Orlando Arcia chain presented by Truist. Don't miss out on the jam-packed week of giveaways and fun. Visit Braves.com/promos to find all of the details and purchase your tickets. Atlanta Braves baseball. We are Braves country.
Look out now. Our 5 o'clock hour brought to you by our good friends at Lee Brandt Jewelers, where luxury jewelry and watches are affordable. Drop by their store in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com. And I've been banned by X, and Facebook is probably next. Coming up, but first, holy crap, it's sports with Pete Davis.
Braves and all of baseball have pretty much the whole week off, except for the 4 Bravos at the All-Star Game, starting tonight in Texas with the Home Run Derby.
Oh, boy.
Which Marcell Ozuna will take part in.
I wish he did not.
Yeah, he's got the swing. I don't think it'll mess him too much. It's a short swing.
I hope.
Max Fried got the word Saturday. He was joining teammates Chris Sale and Ronaldo Lopez and Ozuna on the National League squad. And Ronaldo says it was his wife who pushed the hardest for him to become a starter again, and that gave him the confidence to do it. So,
Chicks, man.
behind every
Chicks
successful
rule.
man.
That's right.
Braves finished the first half of the season Sunday by coming from behind to beat the Padres 6-3. Chris Sale improved to 13-3. He's the only guy with 12 wins, much less 13, at least as of yesterday. Went 5 innings, gave up 4 hits, 1 earned run with 4 strikeouts. A.J. Minter, an inning he'd rather forget, so we'll just ignore it. And Raciel Iglesias, his 22nd save. Travis d'Arnaud, not only a 2 home run game, he also stole a base. So guess how many career stolen bases Travis d'Arnaud has?
1.
Higher.
2.
Higher.
14.
3. He has 3.
More than I
he
got.
says he says he's glad he got one because he hates at the end of the season to look and see 0 behind that stat.
Good for him.
Braves back at home starting Friday night for a 6-game homestand, beginning with the Cardinals, and then the Reds. Braves are 8.5 games behind the Phillies. The MLB draft held over the weekend. The Braves, with the 24th pick, I believe it was 24, chose left-handed pitcher Cam Caminiti out of Saguaro High School in Arizona. Does that name sound familiar?
We know that name. My God, absolutely.
He's the cousin of former Braves third baseman and former NL MVP King Caminiti. He played with the Padres a long time, too, and I think the Astros and
I remember Caminiti. God, holy cow, good for him.
The late King Caminiti. Cam is 17 years old, considered the best high school arm in the draft, a 98-mile-per-hour fastball. He throws strikes. He's also committed to LSU at the moment, so hopefully the Braves will talk him out of that. Lefty pitcher Carter Holton out of Vanderbilt, the 2nd-round pick. The Braves then chose a right-hander third and another lefty pitcher in the 4th round. So, as always, they go pitching. Georgia slugger Charlie Condon went 3rd overall to the Rockies. Imagine that bat in Denver.
Oh, man.
He's going to be
They thought he might go number 1. I mean, he was right up there.
I thought he would. Yeah. Second baseman, I think the first time ever a second baseman went number 1. The American League has chosen Orioles ace Corbin Burns as their starter to face the senior circuit's Pirates rookie Paul Skeens. Mr. Burns is going to pitch. And today's Tom Petty, Waskari Noah, let's punch an inanimate object in a fit of rage incident comes from Miami, as Marlins outfitter Dane Myers was ejected on Saturday after arguing with the home plate umpire. Yeah. So he calmly walked back to the locker room and made himself a sandwich.
Oh.
Or in his own words, Dane said, I took a swipe at the door with my foot, and I didn't think I kicked it that hard. Myers is seeing a foot specialist today for his broken ankle.
Oh, man. Oh, ankle? Man.
Broke his ankle.
Oh, that's the ball game.
Yeah. And Dodgers pitcher Dustin May, already on the mend from Tommy John surgery, felt pain in his neck and stomach during dinner the other night. So he went to the doctor. They rushed him into surgery. He has a torn esophagus.
Oh, man. You can die from
no word
that.
on how it happened. Yeah, you could die from that. He's going to miss the rest of the season.
Oh, my God.
The poor kid's been injured for his entire career. It's sad to see. The SEC Media Days this week in Dallas, Texas. Commissioner Greg Sankey says the SEC is the only conference left where the name actually means something.
Oh, really?
Missouri,
Oklahoma?
Texas,
what are you kidding me?
Yeah, okay. He also said they could stay at 16 teams for a long time.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Southeastern Conference and the ACC will collaborate with Apple to bring iPad technology to sidelines and coaching booths for the upcoming season. All teams will have access to league-provided iPad Pro and iPad Air models for video playback. Also, all iPads given to Vandy will be installed with the game Galaga for when the score inevitably gets out of hand.
A little tic-tac-toe, maybe.
Fresno State head coach Jeff Tedford is resigning due to health reasons. He's had some problems recently. He's a great coach. He made his bones with Cal Berkeley for a long time. He was a quarterback guru. The Detroit Lions will add former Georgia Tech superstar receiver Calvin Johnson to the team's Pride of the Lions.
What?
The 38-year-old will be honored at halftime, September 30th on Monday Night Football. Calvin found out at a golf event in Detroit and said, I need a second to compose myself. I appreciate you all for being here. Man, you got me all messed up. I'm a crier. I get it from my dad.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah. Vikings receiver Jordan Addison arrested Friday near L.A. International Airport on suspicion of driving under the influence. An officer found a white Rolls-Royce blocking the lane of I-105 westbound. That's right off the Sepulveda Boulevard exit, by the way. Addison was asleep behind the wheel. Hey, have you ever sat in a Rolls-Royce seat? Those things are comfy. It's like sleeping on Sofia Vergara's bosom. Who wouldn't fall asleep? Come on. What, drunk? Jets defensive back Sauce Gardner has endorsed President Trump. Pretty ballsy there up there playing in New York. And there's a meme showing Evander Holyfield's bloody ear after Mike Tyson tried to eat it. The caption reads, the Netflix adaptation of the failed Trump assassination.
Well, it's about that.
They turn people of color and they do that. The U.S. men's basketball team beat the Australians 98-92 in Abu Dhabi today in a tune-up for the Paris Olympics. Anthony Davis, no relation, led with 17 points and 14 rebounds. And two huge soccer games yesterday. Spain scored in the 85th minute to nip England 2-1 in the Euro 2024. And then later that night, Argentina blanked Colombia 1-0 to win the Copa America. Hope it wasn't an own goal again, this time for the poor Colombians. There was a near riot of fans in Miami from both countries trying to rush the stadium. It looked like a Who concert. Fans were climbing through air vents like it was Die Hard. They got to fix that. They were trying to get in.
They
were rushing
gates?
the guards and the fences and the gates. They were rushing it. Yeah, which is a good way to get killed in a stampede. It always pays to win the British Open, especially this year. The golfer who captures the 152nd Open Championship and lifts the claret jug at Royal Troon Golf Club Sunday will collect a record winner's purse. The RA saying that this year's champion golfer of the year will receive $3.1 million for his effort.
They never had a high purse for years, ever.
$17 million purse. That's a $500,000 increase from last year. The runner-up gets a measly $1.7 million, and third place $1.1. How can you live on that?
Well, I can't.
You ever tried to buy a meal in Scotland?
Well, I got stuff to do,
On this day, July 15, 2011, The Braves defeat Washington 11-4. I just invented the word, defeat.
There you are.
Okay. Behind the pitching of Tim Hudson, who claimed the 10,000th win in franchise history dating back to the 1876 Boston Red Caps. The Braves, the third team to reach 10,000 wins. I'm going to use the word defeat every time a soccer team wins from now on.
I like
it. Was defeating. 2021, the Cubs trade outfielder Jock Peterson to the Braves for a minor league prospect named Bryce Ball. Pretty good trade. Peterson hits .249 with 7 homers down the stretch, had 3 more homers in the postseason, including 2 in the division series, and a huge one off Max Scherzer in the NLCS to help the Braves to the World Series title. Yeah. And then he brought the pearls out. And
did we ever get to the pearl necklace thing? No one's ever actually. Nothing's leaked out about the obvious reason why or something. A bet with a girlfriend.
I don't think we ever will.
Well,
if he did, I didn't hear it.
I'll
if he
be
did
damned. I don't think he's. I've never seen.
Maybe it's a David Muir ABC News thing.
It's very possible. I can't imagine.
1993, Cal Ripken hit his 278th home run as a shortstop, the most ever hit by a major leaguer playing that position. Whose mark did he break? I'll give you a hint. You not only interviewed him, but you embarrassed me in front of him.
Let's play 2.
Cubs.
Yeah,
Ernie
Cubs.
Banks.
Ernie Banks. Yeah.
Ernie Banks. And since we got a moment here, I'll tell you what happened with Twitter yesterday. It's called Kimmer Show, @Kimmer Show. That's how you follow Kimmer Show.
Okay, I never go on that. All right, what happened?
Okay.
I got blocked. I got a notice I got been blocked on X. I don't even reply to X. I don't even know what happened. I don't know what that means.
Okay. I posted that iconic photo of the Iwo Jima flag next to the flag of Trump and everything.
Yeah,
obviously, I wasn't the only one because the guy named Mighty Morph at the exact same time posted it.
I've seen it. I've seen the picture. It's everywhere. Yeah.
So I posted it out there. A few of us had the same idea at the same time. Right. So a British guy from somewhere over in England wrote, "Oh, blank off."
Ooh.
Using the F word. So since he was British, I wrote back the W, well, I'll say it, wank. Wank off yourself.
Ah.
But within 30 seconds, Twitter's AI kicked in.
Oh, my God.
And all they saw, no context. They can't do context. They saw off yourself. And they thought I was telling him.
Suicide? Oh,
yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, my God.
So it's 3 a.m. Sunday morning, and I'm sitting there going, do I really want to get into an argument with a robot at 3 a.m. Sunday morning? I said, no, by the time I wake up, 12 hours will be over, so I just went to sleep.
When I got the notice, and again, I've never even been on X, I've never done anything. I check it once a day to see what's going on.
What'd you do?
And there was and I thought, oh, my God. I know I responded to somebody, I thought it was on Facebook, who said something about, thank God we got the one sniper or something, and I said, now we need to go find his co-conspirators. And I thought, well, gee, maybe that was on Twitter, and they thought that was a dangerous thing, but that couldn't have been it. I mean, and that was Facebook anyway. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we get back from the break. There's also another picture we're going to have to talk about.
Well, I was waiting for that one. That's coming
What's
up
the other
soon.
picture?
Well, didn't you see the Facebook?
Oh, my God. Yes, I saw that. Oh, my God.
The video,
that put me off my feed.
I got a text from Road Dog over at 680. He's like, have you seen this?
I erased it this morning.
What were you thinking?
I wasn't thinking, obviously. Well, I'll tell you, there's a good reason, and I'll explain it next. Coming up with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 5:30 on the news time here.
Forgot about that.
It's time for your Georgia headlines, presented by RBM of Atlanta, your Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964.
President Donald Trump called for unity and resilience Sunday after an attempt on his life at a Pennsylvania rally. The FBI has announced that they are investigating the shooting as a possible domestic terrorism. Trump, whose ear was pierced by the bullet, said he was in great spirits and doing well and traveled to Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention, which will kick off this afternoon. Second Gentleman Doug Emhoff has postponed his trip to Atlanta that was scheduled for today to host a roundtable event with Asian American and Hawaiian and Pacific Islander voters. The White House did not comment on why the event was canceled. Sunday morning, a campaign office opening ceremony that was to include Team Biden-Harris and Georgia Democrats was also canceled. Organizers did confirm that event was canceled due to the assassination attempt on President Donald Trump.
For more on Georgia politics and the latest breaking news, follow XTRA 106.3 on social media or download the XTRA 106.3 app.
Well, I need a safe house. Luckily, there's one in Atlanta safe house. Has a safe. And I'm going to crawl under one here. What if they can fit me right inside one of their big old gun safes at the Atlanta safe house? After what happened to the posting a picture, a video, we'll talk about it coming up here. But again, and actually I goof around and joke around, but I love this company, Atlanta Safe House, atlantasafehouse.com. Do check out what they can offer you. And boy, if you didn't think you need a safe, I'll tell you what, a good example is me when I lost my medical records, retired, went to Florida, and it's cost me because of that from the VA. Same thing, my Social Security card, stuff you want to save and keep sweat. And plus, you know, especially if you get to be a certain age, if something happens, I know now that my kids know exactly what to do, where all my stuff is, my medical records, my dental records, my financial stuff, and things I want to save. They know exactly what to do. That's the point. Gun safes, jewelry safes, business safes, high security safes, protecting your assets and protecting stuff you want to keep safe. Little trinkets and things you've had to remind you of things your whole life. And incidentally, their pistol safes are beautiful. Check them out on the web when you see this. They have a showroom in Ackworth, and check out their gun safes. Now, gun safes are a lot bigger than the most of the smaller safes, but again, they're not just all big and empty inside. They have nooks and crannies and shelving units and anything you want to make you happy with what you're trying to provide for your family, the safety of your stuff, protecting your assets. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you when you talk to Jeff and Mark. Showroom in Ackworth and on the web, atlantasafehouse.com.
Who says you have to wait until December to celebrate Christmas? Hi, I'm Jaron Solomon. Right now at Solomon Brothers Jewelers, we're celebrating Christmas in July in all of our locations in Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Sharpsburg. Stop in today and enjoy our 12 days of deals on everything in our stores. Surprise your special someone with a beautiful diamond tennis bracelet, earrings, ring, or necklace. And to make your purchase even easier, Solomon Brothers Jewelers is offering up to 60 months interest-free financing. That's 5 years to pay for that special gift, interest-free. And while you're at it, why not break out the tree, string up the lights, and pour yourself some eggnog? Make this a Christmas to remember with our 12 days of deals. Don't wait until December. Find some of the biggest savings of the year at Solomon Brothers Jewelers during our Christmas in July event. Visit us on Peachtree Road in Buckhead, Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta, and Fisher Road in Sharpsburg, and online at SolomonBrothers.com. Solomon Brothers Jewelers, now the preferred jeweler of the Atlanta Braves.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for the weekly radio show Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 10 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is the one and only Dog the Bounty Hunter. Tune in on Saturdays or catch up on all past episodes wherever you get your podcasts or at the podcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 404-BAIL-OUT or online at atlbail.com.
It's that time of year again when the owner of Central Heating and Air Conditioning, Chuck, brings back the 4th annual Christmas in July, benefiting Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Hey, it's Tug for Central Heating and Air Conditioning. If you want to help give back to the community, all you have to do is sign up for a maintenance agreement with Central Heating and Air Conditioning, and $10 from every new maintenance agreement will go directly to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. The more maintenance agreements you sign up for, the bigger and better we can make the 4th annual Christmas in July for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Central services all makes and models. With Central, you're not just a number, you're a member of the family. It's been that way since 1947, and they've serviced over 100,000 customers right here in Atlanta. So call 770-GET-HEAT or go to centralheat.com to sign up for a maintenance agreement and help Chuck and Central Heating and Air give back to the community. Carrier products, carrier warranty, and carrier peace of mind. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta carrier experts.
We're smart, we care. We're Central Heating and Air.
Horizon Background Screening is a fully licensed and insured private investigations firm that focuses on litigation support for law firms, criminal defense cases, and background investigations. We are also FCRA compliant and process pre-employment background checks, tenant screening, and background checks for volunteer organizations. Whether your business is a law firm needing anything from scene investigations to witness interviews, or a company that requires pre-employment background checks, we have the experience you need. Visit horizonscreening.com to learn more. That's horizonscreening.com.
5:37. How you doing? It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder. Bob Dylan was on the stage 1978. Bob Dylan with special guest Eric Clapton, Joan Armatrading, and Graham Parker all appeared at Blackbush Aerodome in Surrey, England, whatever that is. Apparently, this was the biggest ever British audience for Bob Dylan, with 200,000 people attending. Where the hell do they have this Aerodome holds 200,000 people? That can't.
It's an airport. It's an airport.
So, oh my God. Wow, pretty cool. Birthday list includes Linda Ronstadt. I have two stories about Linda Ronstadt. Not involving her directly, but involving about her. Linda Ronstadt is 78. Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. She has a bad case of Parkinson's. In addition to her stellar career, she's responsible for the formation of the Eagles, it says here. Original Eagles, Don Henley, Glenn Frey, Randy Meisner, and Bernie Ledden were all members of her backing band. I don't know why I didn't know that. In fact, I wonder if I saw it back about, back in, early, late, mid-90s maybe. Oh, I can't believe this. My older brother, Gene, the golf pro, went to Williams College and was PGA golf pro, and he was having a big birthday, and so the brothers got together and rented a big thing and went to a Linda Ronstadt concert, and my brother Gino got me a blind date. And she was kind of cute, but she had that, this was in Boston, okay? Linda Ronstadt in the Boston concert, and she had that Boston accent, with the pocket cod, stuff like that. I hate it. I just hate that accent. And I swear to God, I'm not making this up. She actually turned to me as we were going, the concert was on, and we were kind of talking, and I wasn't really flirting with her, but I was kind of trying to get a little closer to see what's happening, stuff like that. And she said, by the way, just to make sure you understand, I'm not going to have sex with you tonight. Okay, she just announced to me on our date that she was not going to have sex with me tonight. So I said, who'd want to have sex with you anyway, slutty? No, I didn't say that at all. What I said was, well, I can't imagine that would be true. I mean, I don't even know you, so that's nothing to worry about. And inside I'm going, the nerve of you. Yeah, plus she wasn't really my type, and nothing was going to happen. There was no way that I'm going to have sex with this girl on a double date with my brother at a Linda, thing. It was just ridiculous. So nothing ever happened, but I thought, my God, has anyone has every girl ever actually said that on a date to you? By the way, I'm not going to have sex with you.
Yeah, in Virginia Highlands, we got in my Jeep. She goes, let's go back to your place. And she got in the Jeep, and she looked at me, she goes, this doesn't mean I'm going to sleep with you. And there was a 1 second pause, and we both burst out laughing.
Yeah, but she, of course, did, obviously, right? Flounder, have you ever... Oh, no, I can't talk to you. You got Veronica in your life. Never mind. No, we never bring... No. Flounder the Virgin, he was gay for many years, and then he met Veronica.
The Virgin Connie Young.
Virgin Connie Swale.
Connie Swales. Anyway, we'll forget that. And one more... Do I have time for one more Linda Ronstadt concert-type thing? It was on that same vacation when I went to Boston to see my brother. I think it was the next night. I went up. He was doing something. I went out by myself, and at the time I was wearing contact lenses, and I was also carrying a satchel, not undifferent than the one I'm carrying right now.
Man purse.
A man purse. Call it what you want. But I had my wallet and my checkbook, and I was traveling, so I carried it with me, and I had my contact solution and a notepad and my stuff. Whatever. Okay, so we're going. I'm at this place at like a concert or a rock show or something, and I'm flirting with this chick with her girlfriend, and we got along great. The three of us got along great, and then she said, I said, well, I'm staying. I got a place in da. She says, okay. So I picked up this chick, and then we were going to get together at a hotel room, and so the girl and her friend in their car, and me and also in the car with my satchel, pulled into the entry room to the Holiday Inn or whatever, the Ritz, whatever the hell it was. I got out of the car to start to go in to get a room, and they took off. Now, that's bad enough, okay? But in the car was my satchel with my wallet and my checkbook and my identification. I think I had my passport and my contact solution, everything. And this is like 10, 11 o'clock at night. So I had to... I was miles away from my brother's place, and I didn't know the area. I don't know. It's Cohasset, Massachusetts, on the South Shore. I didn't know where the hell I was. And so I started, and it was 2 o'clock in the morning. All of a sudden, I'm walking, trying to find a way to my brother's house. I finally walk into some place like a Waffle House or something. I can't believe this ever happened to me. And I was telling the people about this girl I met, and she dumped me. And I said, she works over at the so-and-so place. He said, they all work over at the so-and-so plant. And so I called the so-and-so plant. And somehow I got the name or the number of this girl's house, and she was living with a guy, and I called the number, and thank God she answered, and I said, hey, my satchel's in the back of your car, and she said, I'll meet you at my work, and hung up the phone on me. Well, I didn't know where her work was, so then I had to find out where she worked, and then that was like 8 miles away, so 2 or 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking the whole distance to this girl's place where I didn't even know where it was, her workplace. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning, she shows up for her shift. She starts driving in. She rolls down the window, throws my satchel out the window of her speeding car, and takes off into the parking lot. And then I walked home to my brother's place. What? I mean, geez, God.
This is a great story. It is a great story. But it's not going to get you out of telling us about the photo you took over the week.
Okay. We used to work with Wendy Grossman. Remember Wendy Grossman? Very nice lady. Very news girl. Wonderful guy. I think she's married now and got kids, and she's a sweet lady. Wonderful. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, she was, for some reason, vacationing in Greylock, Massachusetts, Western Massachusetts, the Berkshire Hills, the Berkshire Mountains, so forth, where my family lived starting in 1960. I still have a brother there and a family there. Anyway, so and that's where I won my club championships at the Country Club of Pittsfield. Okay, well, so she was saying, oh my God, I said to her, well, I grew up there. My family of 7 lived there since 1960. She says, oh my God, I can't believe it. And I said, incidentally, if you ever have any interest, I'll give you my address where I used to live. If you're driving around, might to see, And she said, oh my God, if I get a chance, I'll go and take a picture and send it to you. I thought, that's great. Then I realized, oh my God, I've got pictures down. I've got a shadow box that somebody made of my house back then, of that particular house. And while I was taking the video, I remembered that I also, right next to it, were 2 of my championship trophies that I won the club championship at the Country Club of Pittsfield, where the house was, the Donald Rock course. Okay, and then I realized afterwards what happened was I didn't realize that I was not only barefoot, I wasn't wearing any pants. I was in my underpants, and I didn't know that because it showed the reflection off the trophy, the silver bowl trophy that I won for my club championships 2 years in a row.
Tidy whiteys, too.
Well, yeah, no, they were bluesy woozies. They're my black ones are blue ones are navy blue. I don't wear whiteys anymore. And the problem now, and so all of a sudden, got the freaking rhino. All of a sudden, the rhino and all these guys are sending it all over the Facebook and YouTube and all over their Twitter and all this other kind of stuff. And the explanation is very simple. It's very simple. What happened was, I sleep that way. I sleep in my jockey shorts and barefoot, obviously. And what happened was, 2 o'clock in the morning, there's this banging on the door. There's banging on the door and screaming. And some girl is screaming and banging on my door and screaming and yelling. So I had to get up and let her out. And when I let her out, I realized I've got my stuff there, so I took the video. So that's what happened. That's why I was unclad. Hey, ho, how.
Photo that will live in it.
I erased
2 photos this weekend. Everybody will remember.
Yeah, I got a text from Road Dogg down the hall, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And then I looked and saw the blue. Yeah,
I could have been naked.
Bluesy.
I could have been naked. It was a spur of the moment thing. I ran downstairs to get the video to send to Wendy on Facebook and never looked at it.
You sent that to Wendy?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Well, no, I mean, I didn't have her address, but I put it on Facebook with a note saying, hey, I replied to her saying something on my Facebook page. And so I replied to her and told her, look at the video. And I put the video on Facebook, and that's what.
Real quick, we got Chris on the line. He wanted to talk about Trump real quick.
Chris, welcome aboard. Thanks for holding. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Welcome.
What's up, guys? I was just going to mention the fact that, they're saying Trump's going to do a unity speech at the convention.
Yeah.
doesn't go out there and just blast Biden.
I know. I don't want unity. I want revenge.
No, I understand that, Kimber. But here's what I'm saying. If he goes out there and does the shining on the hill, city on the hill speech, what does that do a month from now for their convention? Do they have it?
Well, I mean, what a situation. Have you ever even thought about something like this happening?
Could they possibly do without calling Trump devil?
They can't say it now. They can't call him Nazi now, can they?
They're going to have all the blue-haired pro-Palestinians outside screaming.
Yeah.
It's going to look like 68 in Chicago.
Oh, man. It's about to start, too. It's on today.
What do they have left?
They say Carmella. In fact, Pete said there was just a survey out.
Flounder.
Oh, Flounder was saying there's a new survey out, and it doesn't include Biden. It's only what would you do with Carmella against Trump?
I've seen that too, but I agree with one pollster I heard yesterday. He said Trump's always about 4 points over what the polls say.
Yeah.
So he's up 4 in Pennsylvania. He's up 8. He's up 4 in Wisconsin. He's up 8.
Yeah, but Pete Davis just told us the latest polls. He's up like 80-20 in Nevada and 70-30 in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania.
I bet they run Kamala because this way they can get rid of her. She'll lose and she's gone. And they can get rid of her.
Yeah.
Legally is the money he's raised, can it go to her?
It could go to her, but nobody else, I believe. It can go to the ticket holder, but not anybody else.
Then get rid of both of them.
Yeah.
Bill Ackman just came out and endorsed Trump and gave him a big check.
Yeah, I love it. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Great talking to you. 548. Can repeat and Flounder on 106.3.
As an official community partner of the Atlanta Braves and the Atlanta Braves Foundation, the Warrior Alliance connects warriors and their families to free services such as health and wellness, housing, employment, education, legal services, and so much more. We need your financial support to increase our impact and change thousands of lives for those who served in the U.S. Armed Forces. It takes more than just thank you for your service. Make a donation to help warriors navigate to success after service. Go to thewarrioralliance.org/donate and make a difference today.
Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watch Company, where quality and value make the difference. Locally owned and located in Sandy Springs, offering you the finest selection of unique diamonds, sapphires, rubies, and emerald jewelry, as well as other fine gemstones. Lee Brandt Jewelry and Watches has been servicing Rolex watches for over 30 years, and their Rolex-trained watchmaker will service your watch in their state-of-the-art Rolex service center in their store. Lee Brandt uses only genuine Rolex parts, and their estimates are free. Drop by Lee Brandt in the Trader Joe's Shopping Center in Sandy Springs or visit LeeBrandt.com.
Hey, it's Tug from my friends, the Frost family of First Liberty Building and Loan. You hear about their family's company all the time here on Extra 106.3. First Liberty has helped hundreds of small businesses grow by saying yes when the big banks say no. On Wall Street, opportunities to earn big returns are everywhere. But for Main Street investors, those opportunities are hard to find. Until now. Our First Liberty notes are now open to qualified Main Street investors, paying interest rates of 8 to 13% while helping fuel the growth of small businesses right here in Georgia. With a few basic qualifications and with as little as $25,000, qualified Main Street investors just like you can earn an 8 to 13% interest rate. If this is you, they'd love to hear from you. Go to FirstLibertyGA.com and consider joining the First Liberty family today. That's FirstLibertyGA.com. FirstLibertyGA.com.
First Liberty notes are not obligations of or guaranteed by any financial institution and are not secured by any collateral. They are not FDIC insured or guaranteed by any government agency. You could lose money. Purchasers must verify their SEC accredited investor status. Securities are not being offered in any jurisdiction in which it is unlawful.
I enjoy a good night's sleep, and I like to breathe while I'm sleeping. My wife appreciates that too. That's why I wear a CPAP. You want the right machine. You want expert advice. You want all the supplies that go with it. You get it all at CPAPs, etc. in Alpharetta. Machines, masks, tubing, filters, cleaning supplies, all of it, and they ship nationwide. Walk-ins, by the way, are welcome. CPAPs, etc. Alpharetta, CPAPsetc.com.
My name is Jamie High, and I have worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years. Why do I work for Bruce? Because he truly cares. He cares about me, he cares about my family, and he cares about each and every one of his clients. Family is important to him, and he never makes me choose between my family and work. He values me as an employee, but also as a person. At our firm, we are all family, and I wouldn't want it any other way. I am Jamie, and I've worked for Bruce Hagen for 14 years because he's the best. Hagen-law.com.
Yeah, here we go. Stand by. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer with Pete Davis and Flounder on 106.3. And it's the Rolling Stones. 1978. 2-week run at number 1 on the American album chart with Some Girls, their 7th number 1 album. The cover was designed by Peter Corriston, featuring the Rolling Stones in garish drag, alongside selected female celebrities and lingerie models. The cover, of course, ran into trouble when Lucille Ball, Farrah Fawcett, Liza Minnelli, representing her mother Judy Garland, Raquel Welch, and the estate of Marilyn Monroe all threatened to sue because they were dressing in drag. My God, that was 1978. How times have changed. Now they would demand they be dressed in drag. Let's see. Sorry. Birthdays include Jesse Ventura, former Minnesota governor, a prototype for Schwarzenegger and President Trump, it says here. Jesse Ventura is 73. Let's see. Forrest Whitaker, 63. Zooey in the Black Panther, rebel leader Saw Gerrera in Rogue One. He was in the Idi Amin movie, whatever the hell. I can't remember that one. And also, they never mentioned this movie. He was in a movie. I can't remember the name of it, and I just tried to Google him, and it didn't mention. He was in a movie where he played an assassin, and he had pigeons or something.
Ghost? Ghost something?
Was that I can't remember. I don't know, and I couldn't find the listing for it. It was really interesting. And there was a guy who ran an ice cream stand of one of those little ice cream. Anyway,
Last King of Scotland was the one.
Last King of Scotland was what I was thinking of. Yeah, and on this day, this was a bizarre case. On this day. Hold on, I got to find it. I guess I already got it right here. It's all right here. Just for a second. On this day in 1976, an entire school bus, 26 kids and the driver, kidnapped in Coachella, California. 3 gunmen forced them into a moving van which had been buried underground in a quarry in Livermore, California. There's 26 kids and the driver. The bus driver, Ed Ray, and some of the older children spent the next 16 hours digging their way out and emerge in the middle of the night, walking to a nearby guard shack at the entrance to the quarry where the truck had been buried. The quarry owner's son, Frederick Woods, and 2 friends, Richard and James Schoenfeld, are charged and found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. They buried the kids from a school bus. Good Lord. Anyway, 404-741-1230. Oh, Flounder, let's do a funny Donald Trump.
We got a phone call.
Oh, phone call first. What do you got?
Let me get his name.
Okay. Well, I'll ask him. Just put him on. We'll get his name. Who is this? You're on the radio. Who is this?
This is Mark.
Hey, Mark. How's it going?
The Forrest Whitaker, he played the assassin with pigeons. That was one of the John Wick movies.
No. This is like 20 years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't. Maybe. I don't think
in the second and third one.
I'm sorry.
In like the second and third John Wick movies.
Oh no, I'm talking long before that. I'm talking at least 10 or 15 years ago.
Okay.
But thank you, though. I appreciate it. Again, he was also in Taken 2, and a couple of movies like that. Yes,
we got breaking news here.
All right.
The man who tried to kill Donald Trump was spotted on the roof nearly 30 minutes before the shooting. A policeman took his photo.
30 minutes.
30 minutes. You're telling me that he didn't have some inside information from the local police that no one was going to be at that ladder or up on that roof? Please.
And he took a picture?
Yeah, he showed up with a rifle and just happened to find the one place they weren't covering, which was the easiest place. He just happened to find that ladder. Come on.
With a perfect line of sight.
Yeah, 130 yards away.
Nobody monitoring it. No, yeah, please.
Holy cow! All right, I was going to play.
I got 2 comedy bits here. I found the other one of Shane Gillis
having fun about Donald Trump.
Yeah, so this is that one right here.
Here we go. Let's play it.
But back to what I was saying about what I said was true. If you had to rank them from least funny to funniest, assassination, easy number 1. For real. He'd be talking shit like when it happened. He'd be doing a rally. He'd be like, my opponent's gay. I walked in, I saw him. I said, wow, this guy's gay. The shooter would be coming out and be like, sit down. You're gay. Get hit. He'd definitely make a funny noise into the, like he'd get hit, be like,
Oh, mercy.
Laugh now.
That's pretty good. Cal, we're almost up time. We do have one more comedy bit.
Yes, we do. This is Tyler Fisher.
Let's wait for you got it. First, I just wanted to say again, if you just joined us, what Donald Trump did when he was shot and he went down and they did the thing and he jumped back up with his fists in the air and screaming and yelling, fight, fight, fight. That was remarkable of a response by a man who had just been unexpectedly shot. I tried to make the reference earlier. If you're in combat, if you're in the military, if you've been trained for this stuff and you're going into war, you know they're going to try to kill you and shoot at you. So when you hear bullets going by you, it's one whole nasty, horrible thing, but it's still a thing you're aware of. When Donald Trump got shot, most people would go, oh my God, and be ducking down and know now what to do. What do I do? He jumped up and said, screw you, fight, fight, fight. There's a man. I'll tell you, I have more respect now for Donald Trump for the way he reacted, and that's natural. Nobody said, hey, Donald, let's pretend you're a real tough guy here and get up and start yelling at the shooter. No, no, no. He did that because that was where he was in his head. He said, no, sir, I don't think so. What a bunch of balls he showed when he got up and said, fight, fight, fight. And that picture of him with a flag, holy smokes, forever. 5:58, Kimmer Pete Flight. Again, again, combat's one thing, but when you're not expecting to get shot, he really showed balls. Yes, sir.
Biden has been interviewed by Lester Holt of NBC. Lester says, you called your opponent an existential threat and said, put Trump in a bullseye. Biden's response, I didn't say crosshairs.
Oh, Jesus, I tell you. He's got to go. He's got politically. Flounder's funny, so here we go.
I found out, actually, Biden just made a statement, and he said, unfortunately, our Vice President Putin has been shot. I can't wait for his first speech about this.
So the bullet was really weak. They couldn't do it. Right? What a weak bullet. That's all I had to do. I said, sir, you need a bulletproof vest. I said, I think I'll bring my earlobe. Think of that.
Bring my earlobe.
Obviously a Democrat shooting, a weak Democrat probably couldn't pick up the gun, right? Bing bong, bing boom. Probably a trans person, maybe could be a trans. Maybe they should transition into a better shooter. Maybe something like that. They got triggered, right? They got triggered.
I love it. All right, it's only the Kimmer. Gotta go. You're killing me. Pete Davis and Flounder tomorrow, boys, all over again. Christine, sing me home, baby. Hoorah! Herb, look out.
Is WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. Locally owned and heard throughout Georgia on the XTRA app.